I'm Doug Brown. The Bills canceled practice today with the snow piling up in and around Buffalo. The team will leave for Detroit tomorrow, where they'll play the Browns on Sunday. Cleveland cornerback Greg Newsome is out of that game after suffering a concussion during today's practice. Bengals defensive lineman DJ Reader will play against the Steelers Sunday. He's been out since week 3 with a left knee injury. Tomorrow, third-ranked and unbeaten Michigan hosts Illinois in the Big House. Wolverines running back Blake Corum says he hasn't been all that impressed by what his team has done so far.
We worked our tails off to be in this position, right? And so, I'm not impressed just because this is what I expected. I expected this from my team. I expected this from the coaches. And, when you put in work, you know you're going to get good results.
Blake Corum, you can hear more of that interview on our ESPN radio coverage of Michigan and Illinois starting at 11:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. The game will also be on ABC TV.
Temperature's getting low, but demand remains high? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates, all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musu. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Phil Steele, 15 minutes from right now. Theriot next hour. Ton to do here as we get you ready for LSU-UAB, Saints, Rams, a big weekend in college football all the way around. So a lot to do, and glad to have you aboard with us here. The Saints injury report has been posted, and if you have not yet heard, as we sort of push off from the dock here, the bad news for New Orleans is that Cam Jordan is not going to play. He is officially out for this game on Sunday against the Rams with that eye injury. I have a really good eye pun. I didn't see that coming. Get it? I didn't see that coming. Because but it's also a
like
homophone.
Like not you.
Sound the same.
Like you.
EYE and I.
Yeah.
They sound the same but are spelled differently.
Yeah.
But also like eyes, like you see, and he's hurt his eye.
But you didn't see it.
And I didn't see that coming, that he'd missed the game.
I like it.
So, Cam Jordan's not going to play. That's a bummer. I mean, he had like the epic Iron Man streak that got ruined because of COVID, and now because of an eye injury. Really weird. But here is your list of players that are officially out for the game on Sunday. Marcus Davenport out with a calf injury. J.T. Gray out with a hamstring injury. Left tackle James Hurst out. He's in the concussion protocol. Mark Ingram remains out. We told you Cam Jordan is out. Marshawn Lattimore, as Dennis Allen said earlier this week, still not ready. He is out. Pete Werner with the ankle surgery out. Andrus Peat is questionable, so you might well get one of your starters back on the offensive line. And Josh Andrews was a full participant on Friday. That's the good news. Remember, Eric McCoy is already out. He's on IR, so he's gone for at least 4 weeks. Josh Andrews filled in for McCoy and missed practice on Wednesday due to illness, was limited Thursday, was a full participant Friday, and he will play. So that's the good news, that Josh Andrews will be available to you. But you still may be down Pete, and you will be down Hurst. So we'll see how they make that offensive line rotation work this weekend against the Rams. So the other maybe notable thing from Friday with the Saints and the media availability is that Jameis Winston did, in fact, meet with the media for the first time in some time and spoke extensively to reporters. And I'm quoting Nick Underhill here, quoted Jameis on Twitter and said, on not playing, he said, quote, "It hurts my soul." So Jameis continues to sit and wait to see if he gets back at some point. Here's one little clip that they did have at NewOrleans.football on Twitter. This is Jameis essentially saying, I mean, he's good when his number is called.
I don't know how I see it. I just know that I'm ready to go. Yeah. Right? And when my number is called, I'll be ready.
When my number is called, I'll be ready. So probably won't be 100% at any point this year, but at some point they are going to have to turn back to Jameis Winston, no doubt. And maybe it'll be after this week against the Rams. We shall see. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. A little bit of what Brian Kelly had to say last night when he met with the media and during his coach's show. One thing in particular about returning players that I want to get to. Let me remind you about Relief Windows. ReliefWindows.com, 288-8138, 288-8138 for Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. That's energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank and vinyl siding. It's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Remember, when it comes to siding, you can completely remake the exterior of your home in about 2 weeks' time. From when you first call, you pick out the color. It comes finished in whatever color that you want. Won't chip or crack or peel or stain. It's easy to clean. It's fire resistant. It'll make your home more energy efficient. Inquire about their great hardy plank and vinyl siding options at Relief Windows. Windows door siding, ReliefWindows.com. One of the things that I mentioned earlier this week, when the list of players participating in Senior Day for LSU was published, and there's 17 of them. For me, the most notable thing on the list were the absences. Guys like John Emery, Greg Brooks, Jaden Daniels. There's a lot of players whose name, Seven Banks, Jay Bramblett, whose names were not on that list of seniors participating in the Senior Day festivities against UAB, and led me, and I think many, to assume that those players, that's a pretty good indication that those players are planning to return. Brian Kelly, when he met with the media, however, on Thursday, said, not so fast.
I've had discussions with a number of the guys. We have a pretty good understanding of who's doing what, but I wouldn't take anything from whether they're running out or not. I think that that's much more of a personal preference as to whether they, partake in the Senior Day ceremony. But we've got a pretty good understanding, and I think some guys will, over the next week or two, will start to, make public announcements as to what their intentions are.
That's a bit odd to me, just candidly. And I don't know. I'm not telling you that I think Brian Kelly's being disingenuous or anything like that, but that's odd to me to say that's preference if guys want to participate in the Senior Day festivities. I've never known a senior who's playing his last game in Tiger Stadium who has chosen not to participate in the Senior Day festivities. Does that make sense? I cannot think of a single instance where a player knew as a senior their eligibility, their career, they were done, they were going to the league, and they chose not to participate. So for Brian Kelly to say it's personal preference, I cannot think of an example of that. Now maybe it's just because this is a different time. We're not talking about underclassmen who are making the jump or seniors who have no more eligibility. You're talking about guys who have the opportunity to be a super senior is what we're discussing here. Like John Emery has an extra year because of COVID. Jay Bramblett has an extra year because of COVID. Greg Brooks, his eligibility would have expired, but he has an extra year because of COVID. So all these guys have super senior opportunities. And, we'll see who takes the opportunity, and maybe that's why this conversation is just a little different now than it has been in years past. So, but Brian Kelly was pretty clear. They'll make those declarations. You should start to have them in the next couple of weeks so that the calendar makes sense, right? If a week from now we're heading past Thanksgiving into the Texas A&M game, and in that week after the Texas A&M game, or maybe after the Georgia game, is when you'll start to see a lot of those declarations from guys if they're entering the transfer portal, if they're going pro, whatever the case may be. A lot of times those decisions don't come until after a bowl game, but you may have some of those declarations publicly before, apparently, is what Brian Kelly's saying there. One more from Brian Kelly, and a lot of people have worried about, is this team ready to roll? 8 p.m., freezing cold weather, UAB, A&M ahead. He doesn't seem concerned.
Look, I mean, you can be distracted by, so many things today, right? I mean, winning the SEC championship, UAB is Conference USA, but our guys have been locked in. I mean, we had, Tuesday, I stayed inside because the winds were about 20 miles an hour. Wednesday, we went outside. I thought we were good, not great. Today was an outstanding practice, one of our best Thursdays that we've had. So I evaluate how we're going to play based upon our preparation, and our preparation was pretty good. We're going to play well based upon how we prepare.
Love to hear that. All right, Brian Kelly. We'll talk much more about LSU-UAB as we go through the show today. We will get a pick on that game from Phil Steele. Is he worried about a potential trap spot here for the Tigers? We always talk to Phil Steele every football Friday to pick the biggest games of the college football weekend. A lot of conference division races will be decided on Saturday. So we'll talk about all that with Phil Steele when we return. Glad to have you here on a Football Friday of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Don't you move.
AFR.
Always a great night to get by. Pluckers this Friday night could be that opportunity for you. Maybe you're getting out to a high school football game before or after that game. Pluckers is a great spot. Maybe you just want to go somewhere, set up shop tonight, watch a little college football and a little NBA action. Y'all, you realize the Pelicans home tonight against Boston? That is going to be a great crowd for that game. And if you want to watch it, you can do so at Pluckers. Don't have Valley Sports? No worries. Get by Pluckers. They got it. You watch every game over at Pluckers. Nicholson, Bluebonnet, dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Not only the game tonight with the Pels, but also 2 college football games, South Florida against Tulsa, New Mexico against San Diego State. So watching NBA, some college football, whatever your flavor, they got it at Pluckers. And remember, tomorrow for game day, you need a place to watch LSU and UAB. You don't want to go sit in frigid Tiger Stadium. I understand some people may pass, but if you still want to get out, you can get by Pluckers. Nicholson, Bluebonnet, dining, carry-out, or delivery. Pluckers, if you don't like our wings. We'll give you the bird.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Rolling along here, Football Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm glad you're with us, Theriot, next hour. But right now, we do it every Football Friday. We preview the biggest games of college football weekend with Phil Steele. Of course, get to philsteele.com. Phil Steele College Football Preview Magazine, the Phil Steele Plus Tour, and all that good stuff. Phil, great to have you as always. How are you?
I'm doing great, Matt. How about yourself?
I'm doing awesome. Ready for a little Thanksgiving holiday and ready to be in Atlanta a week, 2 weeks from Saturday. But business at hand for the Tigers and a lot of college football. Phil, let's start in the Big Ten at 11 a.m. Central with Illinois and Michigan. And look, Michigan's number 3 in the CFP. They obviously have a ton to play for. Illinois had the great start. They faltered of late, but I'm curious if you think this might be a little sticky spot there, maybe a look-ahead spot for Michigan, knowing what they have on the horizon next week.
Well, I'll tell you, Matt, if you would have asked me about this game 2 weeks ago, I would have had Michigan by 7 because Illinois was playing great football. They were among the tops in my average game grade. They were allowing about 225 yards per game on defense. They're running the football with Chase Brown and Tommy DeVito. Very efficient passer at 70% with a 15-3 ratio. So I would have given Illinois a great chance of winning the game. However, the last 2 weeks they haven't played Illinois football. I mean, 2 weeks ago against Michigan State was okay. They got stopped on downs 5 times. I understand that. But last week against Purdue, they've pretty much got controlled at the line of scrimmage, which surprised me. And Chase Brown got injured late in the game. So if Chase Brown isn't there, he has been their sole running back. He's got 1,442 yards. Reggie Love only has 186 yards as his backup, and his backup was supposed to be Josh McCray, but he got injured in the opener. So it's an Illinois team that disappointed me the last 2 weeks, and now they're going on the road to Michigan. I would probably still lean with them, plus the points, because they are a quality team, and Michigan's got the look-ahead factor, but probably not as strong as I would have been 2 weeks ago.
Good reasoning for sure. The other big one in the morning, Phil, is in the Big 12 with TCU and Baylor. And look, a lot of people here are obviously hoping that old LSU defensive coordinator Dave Aranda maybe does LSU a favor and bumps TCU down a notch. Phil, this is only 2.5-point line, and we talked about it last week, man. A lot of the odds makers still not respecting TCU, but they just keep on winning and covering. This one's in Waco, so how do you like it?
Yeah, and if it was any other season, I would probably be going with Baylor in this one because I think they are a very strong team. They're at home. They're the underdog. They've got, no pressure like TCU has the pressure. But you can't pick against TCU. They just cover every week. So, it's just one of those where I would have leaned with Baylor, but I'm just going to jump on TCU until they actually lose a game against the spread, and they just keep rolling each week.
And what's the old? What do you tell us all the time? You play a streak until you lose because you only lose once and you win a bunch.
Yeah, when you play on a streak, you can win many times and you only lose once.
Yeah. TCU has been impressive, and of course they were again last week against Texas. Phil, let's stay in the Big 12 though and talk about Kansas State and West Virginia because Kansas State is right there in line to play in the Big 12 championship game, potentially setting up a rematch against TCU. But they got to go to Morgantown. They'll play West Virginia 1:00 Central. Kansas State's at 7 and a hook right now, so about a touchdown and a half favorite. So what do you think about Kansas State there in Morgantown?
Yeah, I think they have a good shot. And, with West Virginia firing the AD, now you wonder what the players, what the coaches have on their minds because you got to think Neil Brown's on his way out over there. And West Virginia is a team that took TCU to the wire. I mean, they lost by 10, but that was that fourth down touchdown pass, the agonizing touchdown pass with seconds to go in the game. They beat Baylor at home, so they've proven that they can play with some teams. They're at home in the cold. TCU's traveling all the way across the country to play here. So it's a good situation for West Virginia this week. But as you mentioned, TCU's playing really good football, both sides of the football, and to me, it's a tough one to call. At 7.5, I can make a case for both teams.
Phil, let me go back because there's one more that I wanted to get to from the morning window, and that's Wisconsin and Nebraska. Look, it's just odd because you got two interim coaches there, right? So I'm curious what you make of that game in Lincoln. And we've also seen, Phil, that line, which was around 13, it's come down to Wisconsin -10. So you've seen a lot of movement there. How do you make sense out of that one tomorrow in Lincoln?
Well, the lines move because Nebraska's quarterback, who missed last week, and that would be Casey Thompson, is going to play. Okay. So anytime a quarterback moved there, we've seen Vegas adjust 3 points. They've adjusted to 3 points. So I think Casey Thompson will play for Nebraska. That's a good thing for them. They've struggled without him the last couple of weeks, but I really like this Wisconsin team. Now, even last week, they lost at Iowa by 14, but they had a 227 to 146-yard edge. That defense is still playing nasty football offensively. Graham Mertz has like an outstanding ratio against unranked teams and a great win record as well. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he is really good against unranked teams. Nebraska's an unranked team, and Nebraska's a team that's well, they have an interim head coach. They're just playing out the string right now. They're 3 wins, 7 losses. Everybody's wondering what they're going to do next year. For Wisconsin, they've got 5 wins. They need a 6th here to get to a bowl game, so I think we'll see a motivated Wisconsin. I think we'll see Braylon Allen, their outstanding running back, take advantage of a Nebraska rush defense that can be had. I definitely like Wisconsin minus the points in that one.
Okay, Phil Steele's with us. He's on Twitter at PhilSteele042. Make sure you get to PhilSteele.com. Take that Phil Steele Plus tour, which we'll tell you about more in a bit. Catholics against Catholics, Phil, 1:30 up there in South Bend. Boston College against Notre Dame. Shades of 1993. Memories always pop into mind when you talk about Notre Dame and BC. Notre Dame's a big favorite in this one. They're 7-3. Boston College 3-7. But that number is really big, and Notre Dame has struggled at home at times this year, Phil. I'm curious if you think Notre Dame goes and takes care of business.
Yeah, Freeman 0-4 against the spread as a home favorite this year. So he has really struggled. And last week they led Navy 35-13 at the half. If you had Notre Dame, you're thinking, I got this cover easy. And then what happens? They only win the game by 3. So those would be some concerns in this one. But Notre Dame does have a very physical offensive line that can run the football. Boston College the last 2 weeks has given up over 200 yards rushing both times, given up well over 4 yards per carry. And Notre Dame, for some reason, just gets up and plays the ACC extremely well. They've won 27 in a row against the ACC during the regular season. They've covered, I beleave, 9 in a row against the ACC, including earlier this year when they dominated Clemson at home. Boston College doesn't have the offensive line this year. It's a beleaguered group. They're taking on a very good defensive front for Notre Dame. That means that Emory Moorhead's going to be running for his life all game long. And the last 4 times Notre Dame has had a final home game, send the seniors out with a win, 55-0 versus Georgia Tech, 45-21 versus Syracuse, 40-7 versus Boston College, and 42-13 against Florida State. So they've done it by 33 points per game. I'm laying the points in this one with Notre Dame in their home finale.
Phil, number 1 and number 2 in the CFP, Georgia and Ohio State, are huge road favorites. Georgia's at Kentucky. They're a 22.5-point favorite. Ohio State's at Maryland. They're a 27.5-point favorite. Either of those games, do either of those games get interesting at all?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think when you look at Georgia, Kirby Smart's one of the best away favorites out there, and so I think he'll have his team highly motivated for this one. And with Ohio State, they're not too far from here, so I got to think Ohio State fans will travel well. It's an Ohio State team that I just think has a clear talent edge over Maryland, both sides of the football. And they know they've got Michigan on deck. You would think they might be a look ahead, but I actually like both favorites in those 2 games to cover the spread, as opposed to having the games get interesting.
Big numbers in both. I'm curious also about Clemson and their interest. Look, Phil, this slate this weekend, you see a lot of big numbers, but a lot on the line, and it's generally maybe sometimes you might catch a favorite napping. And I look at Clemson, who's very much in the mix still, lingering for the playoff if some teams were to lose. But, Phil, Miami seemed to wake up a little bit last week. This one's in Clemson. Miami on the road against 9th-ranked Tigers. Clemson's a 19-point favorite. Does Clemson take care of business?
Yeah, I think they do. And I thought Clemson woke up last week. You watch their defensive line, which I had in the magazine rated the number one defensive line in college football. And then after the Notre Dame game, I'm like, wow, that didn't look like the number one D-line in college football. They gave up 263 yards rushing. But last week, they got back to that level. I think they maybe read the riot act during the week, and they started playing like they can. And Miami's offensive line hasn't been overwhelming this year. In fact, Miami last week against Georgia Tech, while they won 35-14, that was a 14-7 game, middle of the fourth quarter. They got that big 98-yard interception return for a touchdown, which helped open up the margin. They were actually outgained by Georgia Tech and out first down by Georgia Tech last week. So it's a Miami team that's really struggling. They're going on the road to Death Valley. You've got a Clemson team that's trying to impress some folks down the stretch to keep their slim playoff hopes alive. So with that said, I lean with Clemson minus the points in that one.
All right, Phil Steele is with us. Phil, sit tight. We'll come back. We'll look at the night slate, and boy, it's a pretty good one as well. A lot of division races on the line in the night slate, so we're going to get to that with Phil Steele. We're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020. 924-2020 or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com for the Williamson Eye Center. Love telling you about Dr. Blake Williamson. Man, he just does magnificent work. For me, I could tell you that the biggest, when I went for my LASIK consultation, my biggest hang-ups were two. Number one, it was I'd often been told, hey, LASIK wears off. And he explained, actually, LASIK doesn't wear off. You're changing the shape of the eye. What can happen is the rest of your eye can age, so you can have other issues, but LASIK never wears off. That's one. Two, I was scared of putting a laser on my eye. And what Dr. Blake explained to me is that LASIK is the safest elective procedure in the history of mankind with respect to the success rate. It's incredible. It's life-changing for me. It can be for you as well. Don't sit on the fence anymore. Go to the Williamson Eye Center. Go for that free consultation. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com. All right, glad to have you hanging out with us here. Phil Steele is with us. We're going to come back to another segment with Phil. Also, Theriot coming up in the next hour. If you're just joining us and you haven't heard the news, Saints have already ruled 7 players out for the game Sunday against the Rams, including Cam Jordan. So no Marcus Davenport or Cam Jordan for the Saints. Eric McCoy already on IR. James Hurst in the concussion protocol. He is out as well. Andrus Peat is questionable for the game on Sunday. So Saints are going to be shorthanded when the Rams come into the Dome on Sunday. Saints are a 3-point favorite in that game. We'll talk more about it as we move throughout the show. All right, quick break. Come back. We'll continue talking with Phil Steele, previewing the rest of the college football slate. Don't you move.
AFR.
Boy, you walk outside right now, it sure feels like Christmas. And if you walk into Clegg's nursery right now, it looks like Christmas. Clegg's has Christmas trees. They unloaded them last weekend. They're set up on the lot. If you're ready to go get that Christmas tree, you can get it right now at Clegg's Nursery. I can tell you the Mosconas will be at Clegg's on Segan a week from today. It's our Black Friday tradition. We wake up, we have our coffee, and then we go to Clegg's and we get our tree, bring it back to the house, and I come to work, and Erica turns our house into Santa's workshop, basically. I've often said that Erica's celebrity hall pass would be Santa Claus. She loves her some Christmas. So if you want to get in the spirit, go to Clegg's Nursery. The Poinsettia open house is next week. We'll tell you much more about that. They'll have great prizes and giveaways and door prizes, some amazing stuff, and, of course, thousands of poinsettias. Get in the Christmas spirit at Clegg's Nursery. All your Christmas decor, they've got it at Clegg's Nursery. Any of the 4 locations. Buy local, shop local. Tell them Matt sent you in to Clegg's Nursery.
During the season of Thanksgiving, Corvell Toyota wants to take the time to thank you for your business. We could not be in business for over 50 years without you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you from Corvell Toyota in Opelousas.
Thank you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
All right, let's say ah. Ah.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, we continue with Phil Steele. Of course, get to philsteele.com, take that Phil Steele Plus tour. Phil, let's jump back into it. I mentioned there's a lot of division races this weekend that could well be settled, or will take a giant step toward being settled. One of them is in the Big Ten West, where Iowa's going to Minneapolis to take on the Gophers. There is a four-way tie atop the Big Ten West, all at 4-3. So this is really interesting because whoever wins that side of the division, of course, is going to take on the Michigan-Ohio State winner in the Big Ten championship game. So Iowa-Minnesota will go a long way to determine that. What do you think, Phil? Can Iowa pull the upset up there in Minneapolis?
Yeah, the team with the best chance to win the West is Iowa. If they win their last two games, nobody, first of all, Matt, controls their own destiny. No team controls their own destiny.
That's so wild.
But if Iowa wins their last two games, the only thing they need is Michigan to beat Illinois this weekend, which is a likely. So Iowa's really in the driver's seat. And if Iowa loses this week to Minnesota, then put Purdue in the driver's seat, because all they would need to do at that point is win their final two games, which are against Indiana and Northwestern.
Okay.
You would think those are almost gimmies at that point. So I think it comes down to Iowa versus Purdue for the title. But Minnesota, if they win, who knows? They could throw their hat in it, even though they have that loss to Purdue earlier this year. The Gophers have been running the football well with Ibrahim, but they're probably down to their backup quarterback, Calamanis. And going against Iowa's defense, that's not a good thing. Iowa's going to get probably an interception or two and maybe a block punt or two. You know how Iowa wins football games. And, Iowa's only given up on the season 261 yards per game. It's one of the best defenses out there, holding opponents to 120 yards below their season average. I think they take away the run game, force Calamanis to beat them throwing, and probably turns the ball over once or twice. So I like Iowa to go on the road and get that win.
Yeah, it would seem that Iowa would be in line to play the winner of Ohio State-Michigan, which, of course, is next week. North Carolina, Phil, is in line potentially go to the ACC championship game. They're 6-0 in the league. They got Georgia Tech this weekend. So a big favorite at home. Georgia Tech, another school with an interim coach, just 4-6 on the season. North Carolina, any trouble at home with Georgia Tech?
They play better at home than they do on the road. Beat Pitt by 18 at home, beat Virginia Tech by 31 at home. I could bring up a scenario, where it happened because, Georgia Tech's got the interim head coach. They have been playing hard, as mentioned. They only trailed 14-7 last week in middle of the fourth quarter against Miami of Florida. But they are down to their third-string quarterback, Zach Gibson, for this one. So that's going to probably make it real tough for Georgia Tech. And for North Carolina, they need some style points. They need to show the committee they have a defense because everybody knocks their defense all season long. They have been playing better. In fact, I think they're allowing the third fewest points in the ACC in ACC play this year. But I would lean with North Carolina to come out there with the win.
Phil Steele's with us on Twitter at PhilSteele042. Phil, in the night window in the SEC, I am going to be fascinated to see who's ready to play this game. Ole Miss at Arkansas, couple of teams off of emotional losses last week, and now who gets up and is ready to play. Ole Miss is a slight 2.5-point favorite in this ball game on the road there at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. What do you think? Can Ole Miss get it together and go up to Northwest Arkansas and score a win?
Yeah, they definitely have the potential to do it. Now, if K.J. Jefferson comes back this week, then it might be a different story. But it should be a high-scoring game, I'll tell you that much. And the underdog has dominated the series. So I think coming in, Matt, I thought to myself, both teams are in similar situations. Both teams about the same thing. I'll probably lean with the underdog. So I'll probably lean a little bit with the underdog there. But to me, it's just going to be a great game to watch. I think it'll be highly competitive.
Yeah. And then Bedlam also, that's a 6:30 night game on ABC. I feel it's kind of stunning that we just aren't talking about Oklahoma at all. They're sitting there at 5-5, and Brett Venables. I mean, year one, it has just not gone well, obviously. But Phil, they're a 7.5-point home favorite here over Oklahoma State. And Oklahoma has dominated this series over the last decade, but man alive, you're going to have to make sense of why Oklahoma State, which still has a shot to go to the Big 12 title game, is a touchdown, 7.5-point dog here on the road to a 5-5 Oklahoma team.
Yeah, man, my computer has hated Oklahoma State all year because they just look bad statistically every game. In fact, Oklahoma State's been outgained in almost every single game this year. They're actually in Big 12 play, being outgained by 113 yards per game. And yet somehow you look at that record, and they've only got 3 losses all year. How does a team do that? I mean, Oklahoma has looked horrible this year. They're minus 47 yards per game. Oklahoma State minus 113. And the last 3 times Oklahoma has lost to Oklahoma State, they've rebounded the next year and won the game by like 20 to 30 points. So it's one where Oklahoma's playing with legitimate revenge. They're at home, where they have played some good games this year. And I think when you look at them, my computer's actually got Oklahoma State average game grade at 100.1 and Oklahoma at 105.5. So it's got Oklahoma, the number 31 team in the country, and Oklahoma State, the number 61-point team in the country. And the thing about that is it doesn't take into account a starting grade for any team. In other words, if Lamar played the same against either of these teams, or if Alabama played the same against either schedule, they'd be rated the same in the average game grade, which makes it surprising that Oklahoma comes up that big of a favorite in it. So I lean with the Sooners to get the revenge.
Okay. A couple more for you, Phil. The battle for Los Angeles, USC, UCLA, one of the great uniform games in college football. You love it when both teams wear their home unis?
Love it.
Love
it. Favorite game to watch in that respect.
It is gorgeous. And look, the backdrop of the Rose Bowl will certainly paint a beautiful canvas. Southern Cal, 2.5-point favorite in this ball game. UCLA, man, Phil, that what a look-ahead spot last week in Arizona popped them. But SC with a lot to play for, as does UCLA. So who wins the battle for Los Angeles?
People that bet the over.
I've heard that a lot, Phil, but you know what's amazing? I'm looking at 76.5 right now. Are we still thinking this is going to go over the total at 76.5?
Yeah. Wow. Well, last year's game was 62-33, so they had 95 last year. Okay. So I do think, and the previous year to that, it was 43-38, which was 81 points. So we've seen these two, and 52-35 the year before, 87 points. So each of the last 3 has gone over. Now, USC is going to be without Travis Dye, their top running back. That hurts, but they do have a guy like Austin Jones, Malik Brown, Darren Barrow. They've got talented players there. I see Charbonnet and DTR lighting it up on the offense, and for USC, Caleb Williams is just a great player. I mean, he's one that's up for the Heisman, and USC could very well make the playoff. Caleb Williams could win the Heisman, but they have to win their last 3 games to get there. But I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. My hesitation would be to picking USC would be I picked Washington to beat UCLA at home, and UCLA won as a home dog. And I picked Utah to beat UCLA at home, and UCLA won as a home dog. So I'm a little nervous there. I also think UCLA's got a little bit better defense. But I'm going to play the over and just enjoy watching a picturesque game with those two uniform colors on and playing in the Rose Bowl.
It's going to be great theater for sure. LSU plays the late game, which we'll get to after this one. I did want to ask also another late game, a 9:30 Central Time kick, Utah and Oregon. It's at Autzen Stadium. A lot of people have forgotten about the Utes, Phil, but they're 6-1 in the Pac-10 or the Pac-10, the Pac-12. Well, some old habits die hard. And if they go on the road and beat Oregon, they got the inside track to wind up playing in the Pac-12 championship game. So Utes, Ducks, how do you see it?
At least you didn't call them the Pac-8.
I didn't go that far back.
When I look at this one, I tell you, earlier in the week I was absolutely torn. It seems like Bo Nix is not going to play for Oregon, and even though it's Autzen Stadium, Utah has done great in the role of an away dog. Now the line switched; they're now the away favorite, but they probably feel like the dog coming into this one. They're playing better football right now, and I got to go with the quarterback playing Cam Rising to come out of there with the win. But I do think it'll be a tight game because Oregon's a really good football team, and had Oregon gotten past Washington last week, which they easily could have, they'd definitely be favored here, especially with Bo Nix at QB. But with Bo Nix most likely being out, I got to go with Utah.
All right, Phil Steele is with us. Let's talk about LSU-UAB. Phil, look, it was certainly everything a week ago that everybody thought it would be. Letdown spot after the Alabama win on the road, 11 a.m., all that stuff, cold weather, and LSU escaped 13-10. But, Phil, you look at this one, this is just a 15-point line, and UAB's 5-5, and, man, a lot of people are looking at that with a little trepidation, thinking, man, are the Tigers, maybe sleeping a little bit on a pretty good team coming into Tiger Stadium tomorrow night at 8 p.m. What do you think about the Blazers coming into Baton Rouge?
UAB is a good team. They've got Dwayne McBride at running back. He's rushed for 1,404 yards. He's up for the All-American. They've got a really good defense, one that's holding opponents to 90 yards per game below their season average, which is actually number 7 in the country. So this is a very good UAB team. But the one thing I've noticed from UAB the last couple of years is when they play the Power 5 games, they don't really care a lot. Georgia beat them last year 56-7. Miami of Florida beat them 31-14. You can go back and look at all their Power 5 games. Tennessee beat them 30-7. They rarely win, and they rarely make them close. Plus, UAB has been a great home team this year, but on the road, they lost to Liberty as a favorite. They lost to Rice as a favorite. They lost to Western Kentucky. They lost to Florida Atlantic. So they were a perfect 0-4 against the spread on the road. And so it's a UAB team that doesn't play well on the road, doesn't play well against the Power 5. I was surprised the number was 14. I thought it would definitely be higher in this one. And I think LSU, final home game, comes out and plays with a little bit of passion. I like LSU minus the points definitely in this game. And there hasn't been too many games with LSU like that this year where it's one of those where it's probably one of my stronger plays taking LSU.
A lot of people in this town exhaling after hearing that, Phil. Phil Steele, philsteele.com and the Phil Steele Plus Tour. Phil, tell them about that Phil Steele Plus Tour, which goes up every Friday.
Yeah, the Phil Steele Plus video is up right now. It's got you 6 free selections and 5 quick hitters, all absolutely free. Takes you in depth as to how to use Phil Steele Plus, but also gives you some free plays with some great reasoning for the weekend. And it's doing quite well on the air.
He is Phil Steele on Twitter at PhilSteele042. Make sure you get to philsteele.com. Take that Phil Steele Plus Tour and get interactive with it all. Phil's with us every Friday. We're looking forward to a great weekend of football. We'll do it again next week, Phil. Thanks as always.
All right, have a great one, Matt.
All right, Phil, same to you. It is after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. We'll come back. We'll look at the weekend ahead in the SEC, a little around the SEC. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Baton Rouge General Hospital, brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org. For the Baton Rouge General Hospital, you know where to find them. Actually, locations all over the greater Baton Rouge area as they are expanding healthcare in the Baton Rouge area. Their campus on Bluebonnet, where you'll find the Pennington Cancer Center. They've also got the Mid-City location on Florida near Acadian. That's where the Regional Burn Center is. They've reopened that Mid-City ER in COVID and remained open. The Ascension Neighborhood Hospital, which has its own emergency room as well, which means for the first time, Ascension Parish, you have your own emergency care in Ascension Parish. It's all courtesy of the Baton Rouge General Hospital. Of course, they've got the Express Care locations as well. brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org. Baton Rouge General Hospital is part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network that allows your local physician clinical collaboration and expert access to the Mayo Clinic. Learn more online at brgeneral.org for the Baton Rouge General Hospital.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
We mentioned wrapping up hour number 1, by the way. Friday show is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. T-Bob and I will be at Don Juan tomorrow. It's going to be a late night. LSU-UAB 8 o'clock kick, meaning we'll probably start around 11:30-ish is when we'll start Whiskey and Wine, which means we'll wrap up about 1 a.m. God bless Charlie and Hilly, because they'll be starting post-game about 1 a.m. But, hey, man, it's what we signed up for. On Sunday, the Saints will play the Rams. Cam Jordan's out. Here was Dennis Allen meeting with the media on Friday, updating Cam.
Well, yeah, I mean, he hadn't practiced, for medical reasons. Look, I don't want to really get into all the details in terms of exactly what it is or anything like that, but we're going to do what we need to do from a medical standpoint. He won't play this week, and hopefully we'll get him back sooner rather than later.
Dennis Allen did clarify. Can you play 5, please? Dennis Allen did clarify that Cam Jordan wasn't really on board with this decision.
He absolutely wanted to play. I think that's what's great about Cam. It's not the first injury Cam's ever had. I think it's the first time he's ever missed a game due to an injury. And so that says a lot about the person. That says a lot about his desire to play. And that's the mentality that, you like to have in your football players.
His 172-game Ironman streak ended last year because of COVID in December. But this will be the first time that he is out, misses a game due to injury. First time in a dozen years that Cam Jordan will miss a game due to injury. So no Cam Jordan, no Marcus Davenport Sunday for the Saints against the Rams. All right, it's after further review. We'll go around the SEC here in just a second. Remind you about Schutz Electric, CESofLA.com, CESofLA.com. Home standby generators from Generac. That's what Schutz Electric does. It's actually a part of what Schutz Electric does, but they have an entire home standby generator division. So it's not like they're taking other techs from other jobs, say, hey, go install a generator. No, that's what this entire division does, so they're experts at it, at installing it. They handle everything from permitting, dealing with the power company to get everything running right to make you feel great about it. I could not speak highly enough about the customer service I got with Schutz Electric. And listen, when the power goes out, my home standby generator from Schutz Electric comes on, powers the house as if nothing ever went wrong. 24/7, 365 customer service, because power outages are not a 9 to 5 thing. And I'll remind you this is the best time to have a generator installed, because the worst time to do it is when there's a storm in the Gulf. Do it now so you don't have to worry about it if a storm does come into the Gulf or any time a power outage may happen. Schutz Electric, CESofLA.com, CESofLA.com. All right, we do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions.
All right,
the Alabama Crimson Tide.
I was going to say, let's look at the game. But when you have so many crappy games, like, what do you actually want to talk at all about Alabama's game against? Actually, they don't even have a capsule. They don't even have a capsule.
The Governors, the Austin P. Governors.
The SEC. So the SEC office sends us a game capsule email. So it's like a little. It's basically this week in the SEC. It's everything you need to know. It's the game information. It's SEC stats, all the stuff, and they have game capsules. They do not even have a game capsule for Alabama and Austin P. What's the line on that game? Is there a line?
It doesn't have one on. Yeah, not seeing one either.
Let me see if DraftKings has a line.
I think that fares pretty good for the Tide.
Well, no, they're going to win. I always wonder about those big lines. Like, a lot of times Saban goes out of his way not to embarrass teams and try to not cover games like this. That's why I never. There's no line on the game. Wow. Okay, next.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Do you not have one for them either?
No. The non-conference games they don't have. Go.
All right, I'm doing this anyway.
Texas A&M!
All right, now we'll get into the actual game.
They actually do have one for A&M and UMass.
Perfect.
I guess when you have a line of the game. A&M. This is the first meeting between Texas A&M and UMass. A&M's 6-game losing streak will end on Saturday, mercifully for them.
Maybe.
No, the Florida Gators.
This one
the Vanderbilt Commodores.
This one, however, is more interesting. Vandy snapped their 26-game SEC losing streak. They're at home. Florida's a 2-touchdown favorite. Florida bullyballed South Carolina last week, 38-6. I will be very interesting. Florida, very good rushing offense, 225 rush yards a game. We know that. Vanderbilt, 91st in the country in rush defense. Is Florida sleeping? Is Florida sleeping on the road in Nashville is the question.
The Georgia Bulldogs. The Kentucky Wildcats.
I'm way more interested in this than most people are. I get it. Georgia's way better. They should outclass Kentucky. Kentucky lost last week to Vanderbilt, but I think this was a look-ahead spot for Kentucky. I say it all the time. Every team will play their best game of the year at some point during the year, and for Kentucky, this might be the week that they've saved it. We have seen Georgia play with their food a little bit with lesser teams, knowing what they have next week, rivalry game with Georgia Tech and LSU. I expect Georgia to win and to win big, but that's one I'm going to at least look at out of the corner of my eye. Lots of preposition. Sorry, go.
Georgia rolls.
The Tennessee Volunteers. The South Carolina Gamecocks.
Tennessee, big favorite. Man, they have just been awesome when they're playing anyone except Georgia. I would suspect Tennessee will do the same here. South Carolina, after being embarrassed last week against Florida, already bowl eligible. probably looking to maybe a little rivalry game next week against Clemson.
The Ole Miss Rebels, the Arkansas Razorbacks.
All right, I'm just going to go quickly here because we're under a minute. Ole Miss, Arkansas, that line's inside of 3. We'll watch KJ Jefferson to see if he does play. Missouri hosts New Mexico State. Who really cares? And then Auburn is hosting Western Kentucky, and, of course, LSU-UAB. So a pretty dreadful week in the Southeastern Conference as far as matchups, much like the rest of college football. So find your entertainment wherever you might. There you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy Trey Beal and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products, online at gcopnet.com. gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. Face-to-face sales, service after the sale. That's what you always get at Gulf Coast Office Products, the official office equipment provider of LSU Athletics. Theriot, next.
AFR.
I just got a really cool text from a buddy, Tim, who said, "Hey, man, thanks for the recommendation on Mold Zero. Jim just came out to the house. I said about a 20-minute eval turned into a 90-minute conversation because Jim's an interesting guy, and Jim is most certainly that. I've told you about Jim Woodworth before. Air Force veteran, lived all over the country. He's been stationed in so many different places. At one point, he was a medical resident in Biloxi at the Air Force Base, was delivering babies. It's just crazy. Anyway, but the issue at hand here, the matter at hand, is Mold Zero. If you need help with mold remediation, you need Mold Zero. Stop thinking about cutting sheetrock and doing all these horribly invasive things that are going to displace you or your family. Call Mold Zero. They'll spray their patented non-toxic dry fog. It'll kill the mold, make your place clean smelling, and as soon as that mold, the fog dissipates, you can go back in. Mold-0USA.com.
I am Juliet, daughter of Marguerite, granddaughter of Gabriel Piera. I come from a line of strong women who knew struggle and success too. Still, I was scared by my breast cancer diagnosis, but I had Blue Cross coverage, which meant I got care from top doctors. I'm strong like my mother and her mother before her. The right card, the right care.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana Products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. There's already 3 feet of snow near Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, with more still to come. The Bills canceled practice today. They'll travel to Detroit tomorrow for their game with the Browns on Sunday. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson not at practice today with an illness, but should be ready to go Sunday against the Panthers. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, however, may be ready to go out of the playoff picture. Losing to the Titans last night didn't help. ESPN's Sam Acho.
That was probably the game they needed if they wanted to make a playoff run. 6 more games. If you want to make the playoffs, you probably got to win all 6 of them, and it's not looking good, not only for him, but for that entire team.
Sam Acho on Greeny. Steelers safety Minkah Fitzpatrick is ready to play against the Bengals on Sunday, just a week after having an appendectomy. Chiefs wideout Juju Smith-Schuster is out for Sunday night's game against the Chargers. He's in the concussion protocol now after taking a hit last week against the Jaguars.
Halloween is over, but hiring is still a bit scary? Indeed's end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Louisiana boy, yeah, they call him the Riot. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You pitch a better reload. Get the point.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Here comes Theriot. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans.
This is legit, dude. Check me out. I got camo paint on my face.
Ryan Theriot hitless in 4 at-bats.
When it's 20 degrees, Matt, and you're sitting in a deer stand, it's freezing cold.
Okay,
you need a beanie on your head.
Our weekly visit with Ryan Theriot is brought to you by Bowie Outfitters. Bowie Outfitters, your home for everything outdoors.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
So. Hey! And Theriot. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Yeah, Brad.
You right.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Doing really good today.
What's the matter?
Good day today. It's a good day.
Good. You look super professional. Like, that's your work uniform. Hudco hat, Hudco quarter zip. You got Hudco underwear on today?
I don't have any underwear.
Hey,
this is my closer outfit. Closer outfit.
I mean, like when you're going to meet an adjuster or something like that. It's like boom. When you wear this, you show up. They're like, oh, ain't nobody telling me no.
Or go and meet with
that's the equivalent of a power suit.
In my industry, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like the.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not some greasy. Yeah. You just come with the Kohans, the nice shoes, some nice jeans. Yeah. Look, check it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I like those a lot.
Yeah.
I bet those are comfortable shoes.
They're pretty comfortable.
I bet you could walk all day shoes like that and not feel a thing.
On roofs.
That was a Forrest Gump.
I got it.
My feet hurt.
I got it.
That's what she says there.
Got it.
Man, lady, that was really rude. LSU-UAB, you going tomorrow? Terrios love them some football.
We do.
I know that.
I think so. I think we're going to go.
You're going to go.
Yeah.
8 o'clock, freezing, all that stuff? Not worried about it?
Somebody in the family will represent us at the game. I don't know if it's going to be the whole gang or what, but I mean, like somebody will be there.
Like you and Solo?
Sure, Houston's going to be there.
Okay.
Positively.
You and Houston? You and Hugh?
John is probably going to want to go. I don't know. The girls have been a little bit under the weather.
Yeah, everybody's got that crud going around.
Got a
yeah,
something,
everybody's got that. It's just going around. A lot of flu going around, too. Get your flu shots, people. Clean it up.
But they may push through and go.
Okay.
I mean, we could go. I mean, it's
8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's a late one. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, tomorrow you got the game, and then we had our first soccer game this week, so that was good.
Okay.
The Dunham Tigers 1-0.
Very good.
Yep.
Very good.
Start off the year 1-0. Georgia didn't get to eat supper last night. She didn't score enough goals. So that's how we do that.
So for those that don't know, both of the Theriot girls, Georgia and Macy, or I should say Macy and Georgia, Macy's older, were both all-district last year. Georgia as a freshman. No, as an eighth grader. Georgia as an eighth grader, Macy as a freshman were both all-district. Like, the Theriot children are legit, like, stud soccer players.
Yeah, and Macy was all-metro and all-state, too, but it's not a big deal. I mean, it's not like brag on your kid day or anything. But Macy got to eat. She scored a couple. She scored a couple goals and had a couple assists. So that was good. So it was a good. But the weather, I think, got them. Because both of them are a little bit under the weather.
Yeah, they're under the weather now.
They're under.
Got it.
The weather now. So I don't know if we're going to go to the game or not. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Sounds great. Yeah. What else?
But it's a good week, though, and let me tell you why. Speaking of the weather.
Yeah.
We've had a little change. It's a little chilly out.
Yeah, you kidding me?
In the 30s. Yeah, so it's a little cold.
It's terrible.
Heater starts to pop on.
I know.
Guys are lighting fires in the house. Like it's
thanks. Hard pass.
So when this temperature, anywhere from the 50s to 20 range, I get the itch to go hunting. Like it's hunting time. And so shout out Bowie Outfitters. Talk about you guys later. But I got an issue that I want to talk about. So all you hunters out there, especially the ones that are my friends, okay?
Are you talking about hunting right now?
Yep.
All right, I'm just going to hang back, then you just do your thing.
I got something here you're going to appreciate, though.
I don't know if I will. I mean, unless if it's just generally making sure that you are...
So this is a guy, but you could, but you'll. I got some analogies in here you're going to like.
Okay.
Right?
I'll listen.
So I'm talking to you, the look at all the giant deer at my hunting camp guy. So that's what I'm getting right now. Now, this week it started. Every guy that I ran into last week that hunts, that's a friend of mine, immediately broke out their phone mid-conversation, unsolicited, not talking about hunting, and started scrolling through and showing me pictures of the deer at their camp that they've got on their game cameras. Okay, that happened last week.
You still don't have me yet.
Okay.
Not interested.
I know you don't. This isn't for you. This is for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is for me.
But you said there was some stuff in there
that
I made. Okay.
There is. Every single one of these guys, unsolicited, mid-conversation, jams their phone in my face to show me the hammers that they got on their property. And it got so bad late in the week that I had to tell a guy, true story, in my office, in the HUDCO office, I had to tell a guy that was typing in his code on his phone to unlock it, because I knew what he was getting ready to do. I said, if you show me deer pictures, I'm going to punch you in the throat. I don't want to see your deer pictures.
Do I know who this person is?
Yes. He's older than us. He's older than us. He's older than everybody,
which
actually.
Is not good.
He's older than everybody. Like, literally. I don't know what the hell he's doing getting in a deer stand. So here's the problem I got with it. But here's the problem I got with it.
He's such a good man. Come on.
But here's the issue. First off, I don't even know if that's your... I don't even know if it's your game cameras. I don't even know if that's your pictures that you're showing me. You know what I mean? I busted a fella showing me a picture of a young 10-point, Matt. That's what he said. Hey, man, look at this young 10-point I got on my place. So, yeah. But you know what comes on the bottom of the pictures?
No.
So it's got the picture of whatever it is, and then on the bottom in the corner, you know what they have on pictures.
No.
They have a timestamp and a date. So you know when that animal showed up and what time, and you can pattern the deer. Well, it just so happened the date on this young 10-point was in 2014. It's 2022.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Yeah. It's probably the same guy used to carry around a Glamour Shots picture of some rando in his wallet and claim that was his girlfriend. It's the truth. Meanwhile, he cut out the advertisement and snuck it in his wallet. You know, it's what you do. They did that. Okay.
No, I never did that.
I didn't do it either. But I knew guys. I actually had a friend that he said he dated a Hooters girl. He was like 15. Like, sure you did. I mean, he's got the picture in his wallet, right? Like, he swore like this was his girlfriend. You know, this is giant cans, you know, like, come on, bro.
Let's go have lunch. You can introduce us.
Yeah. Cut it out of the calendar in the bathroom. The people that do this are almost as bad as the velocity posts that I've been seeing on the internet for baseball players recently. It's the off season for baseball, so you got the guys, you got the kids. You know, they're doing their arm care, and they got some dudes around town that's what they do. They increase arm care. They guarantee they're going to make your kid throw 5 miles an hour harder. You know, so I got the video the other day. Little Blaze, who's the major player, you know, he plays for the major team. All-state high school. He's got offers to go to high school already, NIL deals, you know, that guy. It's 82 at the showcase, or so they say. And then they show like this grainy picture of a radar gun with an 8 and a 2, you know, that who knows where the hell it came from, but shout out to Blaze for hitting 82. Knowing good and well your son doesn't throw 82 miles an hour at 13 years old. And everybody knows that. Yeah. The catcher pop times are the best too. Supposedly, Matt, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's 5 catchers, high school catchers in the state of Louisiana that have a better pop time than Yadier Molina. There's 5 right now.
5.
There's 5.
It's the cradle of catchers, Louisiana. What can we say?
There's 5 of them.
You call Ohio the cradle of coaches, right?
Yeah.
This is the cradle of catchers. They're everywhere.
And here's the deal.
We groom them.
No, we do. Yeah. Apparently, I don't care what the showcase director said too. He's only telling you what you want to hear, so you keep paying him money. Okay, and that's the truth. I need y'all to stop showing me the game camera pictures of the deer on your property and start showing me the deer on the ground. That's how you do that, right? Don't show me the video or the picture or the shout out of your kid throwing 100 miles an hour because he doesn't. Show me the real video. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see like the shout out with a picture. Anyway, that's it.
I threw 72 as an eighth grade.
Sure you did.
No, I really did though. Mm-hmm. You don't believe that? That's not that otherworldly.
No, I believe it. How do you know?
Because we had a radar gun at the fair at MBS, and you could throw for the radar, and you can get a prize.
That's it.
I mean, the radar gun could have not been calibrated well, I guess, but it did.
I was so angry at the deer guys. Like, if you show me one picture, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And people got offended and they got pissed. Person got offended and pissed that you know. I'm like, bro, like I really don't care.
I don't want to see your deer pictures. You know what? You know what's great about me not ever being a hunter ever? Nobody ever tries to show me their hunting pictures because I don't care. And everyone knows I don't care. I'm not impressed.
You know who does a heck of a job of sharing deer pictures? Our friend Ben McDonald. He does a good job because it's like completed. The animal's there. And it's legit.
It's like Ben posing with a dead animal for a picture on Twitter.
Or somebody. Yeah, or whoever.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, we'll do Kick Rocks next.
AFR.
Brought to you by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Online at lainsurance.net. I'm giving you that website because let's be real. It's 4:15 on a Friday. They're checking out here in about 15 minutes from right now. May have already done it. So log on to lainsurance.net. Hit quotes at the top of the page. Fill out a little info. When they're back in the office, they'll get working to find you better coverage for less money. You know it's about a month and 7 days away?
Christmas?
Yeah. You know what happens around Christmas?
Santa Claus comes to town.
Well, that happens, but people end up spending a lot of money.
Oh.
Holidays are expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if you're looking for ways, especially in this inflationary market, to save money, to kind of give yourself a raise? Insurance Network of Louisiana. How about if you spend less each month on the insurance that you pay for? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. 293-0450 or online, lainsurance.net.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done with passion for our fans
and love for our community. We are
the Tigers.
Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste.
They be like, no, he didn't. Tattoos and fast cars, do you know who we are? I'm Lil Weezy, putting it down for them. Every time I come around your city,
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
We're rolling along right now. Glad you're with us here. I do actually have a segment set aside here to talk some round ball. LSU beat UNO in hoops last night, and the Pels play the Celtics tonight as well. You've been locked in on these Pellies? These bad news birds? You've been locked in?
Yeah, I watched the other night. They did not have Zion on the court.
They won a back-to-back without Zion. And they beat Memphis and Ja Morant and then came back and beat the Bulls. Both wins by double digits with no Zion. I'm not talking about that right now. That's the next segment.
He's not even we'll talk about
that's the next segment that's coming up here in a minute. All right, it's after further review. We will get to Ask Ryan as well, so you can email your questions, tweet us at Matt Moscona.
Hey, Twitter world.
Hey, Juice. You can jump in the Bayou Forward YouTube chat and the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Or you can text your question to 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Have you seen all right, so you know the NFL moved the game with the Bills and the Browns to Detroit because of the snow in Buffalo.
Okay, I saw the snow and all that. I didn't know the game was moved, but I got it.
Look, here you go. There's a Buffalo weather hashtag right now on Twitter that's trending. Check this out. So this is someone who just posted this video. Paul, if you want to show this, look. So this person is opening their garage after the snow has started to fall. You could see the accumulation. The vehicles are snowed over. You just see mounds of snow where the vehicles are. I mean, you are talking about several feet of snow that's already fallen there. But a lot of people are upset, man, because they wanted to see a snow game with the Bills and the Browns. And you just gave me this sort of snide look. So you give me your thoughts then. I mean, I thought for sure you would have liked to have seen this snow game.
No, I mean, look, I think there's definitely some validity to having a little snow and something different.
This. Okay, so
you can't play in that.
This is great perspective. Here's a video of a kid and a dog in the snow. Look, the kid is in waist deep snow.
Yeah, you can't play in that, bro.
I would assume that's a kid. I actually don't know. That looks like maybe a teenager who's in waist deep snow. Look at the dog following him. Just jumping through the snow.
Yeah.
Little guy's
dog
so
is
happy.
like, no, he's not. He's like, are you serious? Would you please get me back inside?
But so this is the point that I will make, though, and I think we were talking about this off air. For everyone who's been very critical of the NFL for moving this game, yes, a game in the snow would be a lot of fun to watch, just for sort of the visual effect of it. But what I will say is that it's pretty hazardous to try to travel, right? To drive when it's snowing like that, for people to leave their homes. That's probably the biggest.
Say hazardous, they're not leaving.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that people didn't want the game to be moved from Buffalo. They wanted the game to be played in Buffalo because they wanted to see a snow game, right? Well, the NFL moved the game to Detroit, so it's indoors at Ford Field to get out of this snow. Like this person posted a picture. It's 4 photos from November 17th at 7 a.m. to 24 hours later to then 3 hours after that, then 4 or 5 hours after that. You could see the snow accumulation, which has happened in about a 30-hour period or so, which is massive. But my point is, the reason they have to move the game is you don't want 80,000 people on the streets driving in this snow, ice. It's just massively hazardous to try to get people out to go to this game, which is why it's probably a good decision to move it.
No, but they're not going to the game. Like, people can't. You can't physically get around or do.
But
anything.
that's my point.
Yeah,
People would have been trying to go to the game had they had it, and you have these awful blizzard conditions.
And then the game itself would stink. I mean, to have like the game start or whatever, maybe a little snow, and then as the game's going, tons of snow come. Okay, I get it. Yeah. But it comes to a point where injuries are a big deal, and then the game itself just stinks. I mean, you know, I don't know.
It's what people who say they want snow don't understand. Like, when you live in snow, you deal with that. Like, there's a picture of a dude on his roof, like shoveling snow off the roof, because what you don't understand, all that snow accumulation is weight.
That's heavy.
That's heavy on your roof.
Well, remember we had the ice here a couple years. Was it last year? 2 years ago?
I think it was two or 3 years ago.
Okay.
It was before COVID.
Yeah. I mean, when we had the ice storm here, tons of roof issues, the limbs, trees on the limbs, falling on roofs, all that stuff, because that is heavy.
By the way, if people have roof issues, who should they call?
I should definitely call HUDCO Roofing.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
You call HUDCO Roofing, 364-1007, 364-1007. As a matter of fact, if you call that number right now, Ryan Theriot's cell phone is going to ring, because we have a forwarding system on that number where it rings Theriot and Tilly and a couple other people's cell phones. So
let me just tell you, it's hot. HUDCO Roofing is hot right now. Hot. Phones have been ringing off the hook. I think it's because of like how fast the phones are answered from a service standpoint, like getting out there. Talked to a real estate agent yesterday.
Yeah.
Trying to get to the closing table. Closing's in 2 days or 3 days, whatever it was. And Monday, I believe it is. And then there's a major issue on the roof. It's going to hold the closing up. We know what happens when the closing gets held up. She doesn't get her money.
Her commission, yeah.
Right? And then the homeowners don't get to sell their house and blah, blah, blah. So can you get out there? I know it's a big ask. I said, absolutely.
Of course we can.
It's what we do.
That's how we do it.
Company for the people.
That's what we do.
You got to give the people what they want. So it's not just re-roofs. It's repairs. It's all that stuff. Obviously, re-roofs specialize in that. But we're right now, you're turning roofs around in a week and a half if you call. So it's quick.
Oh, really? Like a re-roof in
Total
a week and a
re-roof.
half? Really?
Absolutely. Yeah.
HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Do business with someone you know, HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Or you can just call right now, 225. We service the entire state, worth mentioning. Yeah. So no matter where you are in Louisiana, the phone number is 225. 364-1007, 364-1007. There is a number on our website for the Bossier office as well, so if you're in North Louisiana. But 364-1007 or HUDCOroofing.com. And if you don't call HUDCO, you can kick rocks. You can do.
It's now time to kick rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rock.
Kick rocks.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Theriot actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Dude, look at these dogs. Paulie, can you pull this up? This Buffalo snow hashtag or snowstorm, whatever. Look at these dogs jumping in the snow. I mean, the snow, it's taller than the dogs. They're just like leaping through it all. Look at those little guys. Look how happy they are.
Yeah, little fella.
Look how happy they are.
Yeah, little fella.
Yeah, wagging their tails. They're going to go back in the house, and they are going to be absolutely soaking wet and filthy and shaking off and getting the whole house dirty.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
Look at them looking at it.
I know,
oh, my gosh.
They're ready. They were ready.
Yeah, let's
they
go.
Were ready. All right, what you got? Yeah, what you got over there, Mr. the Riot?
So with the girls playing soccer and you know, all that stuff, like I'm into it now. So we'll watch it on TV. And a couple things I really like about soccer, the main thing is the fan interaction at the professional level. Like the foreign fans really get into it.
The fan engagement. Yeah,
they
are about it,
and they get hammered drunk, and they fight and they do all kind of stuff. Like the fan experience at a big time soccer match is really, it's almost like hockey,
like an SEC football game.
But yeah, it's an SEC football with more people, right? Well, I don't know if maybe it's not more people. I don't know. How big are the stadiums? I've never been.
I guess it depends on the venue.
Okay. So the World Cup is being held in Qatar.
Qatar. Yes.
Qatar.
Actually, it's Qatar, but yes.
Qatar.
Well, we learned during the Iraq War that the locals call it Qatar.
World Cup is being held in Qatar.
Yep, got it.
Budweiser's one of the biggest sponsors.
I know.
And they can't sell beer, Coach.
I know.
They're not letting them sell beer to the hooligans.
But I thought they were allowing Budweiser. You can't have, there's not going to be alcohol around the stadium, but I think in the venue there are going to be designated areas where they will have beer sales.
Designated areas like the suites.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah. I'm fairly positive like the common folks sitting in there can't drink alcohol.
Yes, they can. I'll look it up.
Look it up. I hope you're right.
Did they just change this? Oh, it's so this is a late. Okay, so it's a late reversal because they were going to allow Budweiser
after further review.
After further review, wow. This is 18 minutes ago.
After further review,
21 minutes ago.
I'm on my stuff.
So you just prepped it in the hall.
How's that for show prep?
In the hall is what you're telling me you said.
Bro.
Like when you were sitting in there before you came in here is when you pulled your kick
I knew
rocks.
they were voting on it.
So you did. Oh,
I knew they were voting on it.
You stop. Do not in any way try to misconstrue what you did.
I had some good intel.
You were not prepared. You sat in the room next to this one with your feet up on the desk, and you finished your letter.
No, I was doing an
Googled
email.
Your kick rocks. That's what you did.
I actually did that during the break. I did the kick rocks during the break.
So you just saw it in the break.
Yeah.
Got it.
Hence the 18-minute thing.
Got it.
I got it. Oh, so that can kick rocks.
You cannot in any way.
Watch a soccer game without beer?
I know your game, you rogue.
I know your
You are not fooling me. Why do you think we have an intro that says, let's see if Ryan Theriot prepared for this week's segment?
He did.
Because more often than not, you are not prepared for this week's segment.
And he did, buddy.
Not prepare for this week's segment.
MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
Pete Rose penned a very well-written letter to the commissioner, apologizing again for betting on baseball and hoping that he would consider him for the Hall of Fame ballot because he's 83, I think it is now.
Okay.
I mean, it was a good letter. He's sorry, Rob. He's sorry.
The man's paid his dues.
He's paid his dues.
Jesus.
Manfred said the letter will not sway his decision on Pete. What does it say? Yeah. Wasn't swayed at all by Pete Rose's apology letter. I want to fight Rob Manfred. I would punch him in the face. I can't stand that. He can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
The Nets, the New Jersey Nets, they're frustrated with Ben Simmons. His availability and his effort. You think?
Bring him home.
Are you kidding me?
Bring him home.
You guys are surprised about his availability and his effort? That's y'all's fault, Nets. You shouldn't be frustrated. What did you expect? Him all of a sudden to play hard and be a good player and good teammate and all that stuff and
he was a
be
good player
engaged?
in Philly. He was a good player in Philly.
That guy stinks. Doesn't want to be there.
He may not want to be with the Nets because they do stink.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be, and he doesn't want to play basketball. He stinks. And then this is just a perpetual kick rocks, but it's Baton Rouge traffic.
Yeah, absolutely. Terrible.
Fridays, I think it's worse on Fridays than any other day. That's the truth. But the grid, the infrastructure, the way these roads are built, it's just. And I hear they're going down to one lane
on I-10.
On I-10 here soon.
They're expanding I-10 basically to make it match up with what it is after the split with the extra lane. So yeah, I-10 for about 3 years is going to be down to one lane.
No, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, dynamite, right? Because who in Baton Rouge uses I-10?
Oh, who? Really, anybody. Everybody uses I-10, even if you're not in Baton Rouge. Coming through.
The only way to save this city's infrastructure is to divert traffic around the city. Like, are you done? Okay, thank you. The only way to save the city's infrastructure is a loop to divert traffic around the city. But it very much feels like that ship has sailed to do it in an appropriate manner.
That's not happening.
So,
where would you do that? How would you do that?
They're going to build a new bridge.
Yeah.
Like farther south in an area where nobody travels.
I thought it was going Bluebonnet extension all the way. That was it.
Brother, it's like south by St. Gabriel.
Oh.
And it's going to go to the West Bank, like in Addis. There's like 6 people in Addis.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
What are you doing? Like, how do you think you're diverting anybody anywhere?
Yeah.
But my understanding is they have the funds appropriated, so they don't need it now, but they're going to build it now because they have the funds to build it. And then maybe at some point you build a loop or some other roads that divert to it or something. But anyway,
awesome. That's great.
Meanwhile, down in Florida, they have a gigantic hurricane, knock everything offline, bridges collapse and everything, and a week later, power's on, the bridge is already back up. They're rolling.
They're rolling.
Way to go, Louisiana.
Stay hot.
Yeah. But man, we can throw a party.
I tell you what.
It's after further review.
AFR.
We're brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time.
Or they'll give you the bird.
No, or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. Hey, tonight, the low temperature is 43 degrees. Last night it was in the 30s. So you know what happens. You turn on your heater in your home.
You should.
You should, otherwise you're an Eskimo. Have you had that home central heater checked?
I mean, I haven't this year.
It's time,
I know.
there, friend.
I had a little smell when we kicked it on.
If you have funny smells, funny noises, or sometimes things you can't hear or see, you still got to call River City's 1 Hour Air. They'll get your home central heater clean, tuned up, running safely and efficiently for the cold weather months. And mention the Moscona special. They'll save you $30. It's River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to
I'm finna go to the bar to get some drink and hit the floor. I'm finna get on 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 the floor. She wanna drop it, give me tipping. Drop it, give me tipping. Drop it, give me tipping. Girl, drop it, give me tipping. Drop it, give me tipping.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
Brian Kelly, when he met with the media on Thursday, gave an update on wide receiver Brian Thomas.
Cleared the protocol, practiced yesterday and practiced today, so he'll play.
That's fantastic news. Brian Thomas Jr. was in the concussion protocol, which is why he did not play last week against Arkansas. Do you think that would have made a difference if Brian Thomas were out there?
Yeah. I mean, Brian Thomas has been a major part of this offense, kind of, I don't want to say under the radar, but I mean, it seems like every ball they've thrown his way, he's caught. He's had a phenomenal year. So, yeah, it gives you another weapon out there for sure.
The problem they had last week, I think, was Jaden Daniels not reading pressure, blitz pickup, and then knowing where his outlets were. I don't know. I don't know that it makes a gigantic difference had Brian Thomas been out there. He's got 20 catches on the season for 280 yards. Feels like it's been more than that.
He's had some big catches, though.
Yeah. So, for example, Malik Neighbors leads the team with 44 catches for 520 yards. Kayshawn is second with 38 for 388. And then Jure, 21 for 292. And then Brian Thomas, 20 for 280. So, actually, Mason Taylor has 22 receptions. He got more receptions than does Brian Thomas Jr. But it does feel like Brian's had some big ones.
And Jure had some big ones early in the year, too.
Well, Jure had
a little quiet.
Jure had the touchdown against Florida State that would have tied it had they not had the PAT block. He had the game winner last year against Texas A&M. So he has had some big moments in his career, but they have done, I think, this year a very good job of distributing the football to a lot of different pass catchers. For example, Kyron Lacey, who it feels like we've barely said his name this year, he's got double-digit receptions. He's got 16 catches on the year.
Mm-hmm.
So Malik, Kayshawn, Jure, Brian Thomas, Mason Taylor, Kyron Lacey, Josh Williams, Jack Besh. That's 8 different players with double-digit receptions on this team. So like for comparison, if you look back to 2019, and I'm not in any way comparing the two, but just for perspective on what that means to like be able to distribute the ball like that. Jamar Jefferson, Terrace Marshall, Thad Moss, Clyde, Racy McMath, Derek Dillon, Stephon Sullivan, Ty Davis Price. They had 9 that year with double-digit receptions. This year they already have 8.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a chance you get to 9. Now, obviously, you're not going to have a quarterback, though, for 5,000 yards or, 5,671 yards. It's so stupid. Like, I'm looking at this season. Jamar led your team with 1,780 yards. Clyde ran for 1,400. Oh, my God. Jefferson was your number 2 with 1,500 receivers.
He was your number 2.
Do you know, like, I blew a gasket on Twitter a few weeks back when everybody was doing the whole, it was Tennessee, Tennessee better than LSU 2019. Like, please stop. Do not blaspheme that team ever, like, ever. You do not ever get to blaspheme that team. There has never been before and will never be again another team like that. That was an NFL roster playing college football. It was so unfair. I mean, and we started to realize it as it was going on, but my God, when you continue to see, and one of my takes after that season was history's going to be kind to 2019 LSU. Like 01 Miami, people talk about them all the time, and you can look and you say, well, look, Ed Reed went on to a Hall of Fame career, and you had Andre Johnson and Jonathan Vilman, some players at Vince Wilfork that had amazing NFL careers. So you'd look back in hindsight and say, man, all those guys played together. Well, same now.
Right.
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Joe Burrow. I mean, all these guys. You look at Grant Delpit and Jacob Phillips, and you look around the league and you go, man, all those dudes are on the same team? They were all on the same team. Yep. All on the same college team. All right, it's after further review. We're going to do Ask Ryan to wrap up the hour coming up. We will do our Pick'em segment to start hour 2. We have a celebrity guest picker.
We do.
Who's in studio.
Yep. Tough to get, but we got him.
We got him. Excited about that. You'll meet our celebrity guest picker.
In studio
In about 20 minutes from right now. Let me remind you about GMFS Mortgage, and we'll talk some hoops. GMFSmortgage.com. Changing lives since 1999. Home buy, refi, construction loans. You know where to find them. They're online at GMFSmortgage.com. Realize the American dream of home ownership. So many people today are paying high rental prices. In so many instances, it's cheaper to own your own home than it is to rent. Build equity. Build wealth. Let GMFS Mortgage help. You may think, I don't have enough money for a down payment. There are some 0 down payment loans available. Let the experts at GMFS Mortgage hold your hand through the process. GMFSmortgage.com. Changing lives. All right. Have you watched LSU basketball yet?
I have.
Okay. Thoughts? Keep it broad here, okay?
Yeah.
Because my guess is most people are not watching them yet.
So it's hard because, it's a brand. This is a brand new team. It really is. I mean, you've got a couple guys.
You have 3 returning players.
But really only 2 of them played, and they weren't standout guys. They weren't. Wilkinson was a good player, but he wasn't like a guy. So there's a learning curve.
Yeah, that's fair. Imwani was a key.
He was good. He was a piece.
Was a rotational piece, and Adam Miller didn't play at all. And you got Justice Williams, who remember was an early was a reclassified. I thought what's our ruling? I thought we killed the Justice drop.
Did we? I don't remember that. I thought we...
Did we kill the Justice drop, or are we keeping it? What do you think?
I don't like it. It's too loud.
It's too loud and too long, I think, is the problem.
But I appreciate... But he's on his game today. I'm gonna give a hug to Musso today.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate that.
Did you miss when he played the wrong remote break from Rouse's in the first segment? When he played
I wasn't here for
remote
that.
break from last week?
I wasn't here for that. I'm just going to say he's on his game today.
Damn.
He looks the part. He's professional. He's got on... His outfit is... Can we get a camera on him? Like, is that possible?
Well, that's the camera, and it's on you right now. So Paulie would have to...
So no.
You can go to the wide shot,
Yeah,
Paulie. Go to the fish eye.
He looks nice. Moose, could you stand up?
Yeah, stand up. Go ahead.
He does.
Stand up.
He looks,
there it is. There it is. Stand it up. Go ahead, Paulie. Get
he
the
looks
fish
like a pro, dude. I mean, look, check him out.
Is this one not working?
He's got the polo, quarter zip thing.
Oh, there you go. Look, you got him.
He's
Okay,
got
there
the
it is.
hair
Look at Paulie
going,
doing
like he
Atta
is...
boy.
He's on it today.
He looks like he's going to church.
No, he doesn't. Don't tell him. Don't make fun. He looks good.
It's a good church outfit is what he's got
Dressed
here.
nicer than this to go to church.
He's a pro.
That's a good church outfit.
It's like I'm proud of my guy. I'm proud of him.
You wear a tie when you go to church?
No, but I mean, you can button up.
There's always like the one old guy in the front row, like the old man who's like 80 with a tie on going to church.
Absolutely.
Full suit.
Oh, 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah, full suit.
I appreciate that.
I'm talking about like Catholic Mass, by the way. I mean, there are some churches where you dress to the nines on Sunday. It's at your church clothes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, look very, very nice.
Shout out to Muse today.
Shout out, very dapper.
Looking good.
Theriot had that conversation with me years ago. Hey, clean it up and stop dressing like a child conversation. I mean, you did.
I mean, it wasn't like
What did you tell me?
You just were dressing like a slob.
Wasn't dressing like a slob. I wore jeans, tennis shoes, and like an ESPN golf shirt. A 104 every day.
Every day.
I had like a rotation of like 10 or 15 ESPN golf shirts, and that was kind of my uniform. I'd throw on a pair of jeans, tennis shoes, and a golf shirt.
Yeah. And you were the best dressed host, but that's not good enough. You were the best in an area of the worst. But it just
I was the tallest short kid.
But it just wasn't good enough.
I was the skinniest fat guy.
You got to dress for the position you want, bro. You got to get some respect.
I have the position I want.
In your defense, though, you stepped it up quick. It was a quick turnaround. Erica got on it. I know you didn't go do the shopping. She got on it. She was like, "Okay, we're."
I haven't worn tennis shoes to work again since.
And I'll say this: your shoe game is strong.
Yeah, well, that's thanks to Erica.
Yeah,
she's always on the look. Whatever I wear, she
does a good job with that.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
So back to the team. So here's what I got.
Yeah, we're really out of time now.
So it'll be quick. The first few games that I've watched, and we were in the building the other day, it's hard for me to get a good read. I really like the big
KJ Williams.
KJ, he's a really good player that's going to play professional basketball. I don't know if it's NBA, but he's going to play professional basketball. He's a problem. He can shoot the ball from downtown. He's a force. He's a big, thick dude. We have a guard on this team that looks like a football player, 100%. His number is 0. He looks like the Incredible Hulk, like a short. He's got giant biceps, giant shoulders, does not look like a basketball player at all. Like he's the kid that's the best running back and linebacker on the football team in high school, and all his buddies are like, "Hey, bro, come play basketball." And it just doesn't look right in the uniform at all.
It's Trey Hannibal.
Yeah, it doesn't. And he's probably a good player, but his body does not look right. Anyway, I like watching him.
So Trey Hannibal started his career at South Carolina.
As a wrestler? I mean, what is he?
He transferred to Murray State, was there for a year, and then followed Matt McMahon here.
Yeah, so he's fun to watch. I like that. Justice Hill is a nice player.
Also Murray State transfer.
Yeah,
you could just tell. And so is KJ Williams. Matt McMahon.
Oh, KJ Williams was from Murray State?
He was the Ohio Valley Player of the Year.
He's a good player.
He was the Ohio Valley Conference Player of the Year. So the Matt McMahon, those guys are featured right now because Matt McMahon knows what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
He knows them. They know him, right? And it makes sense. And in time, he's going to learn the rotations, who plays well together, who needs to be on the floor in what situations in time. And in the meantime, they're beating up on a lot of teams that they're just better than.
Mm-hmm.
But how much better can they get, I think, is the question by the time they get to conference play. I'll maintain this. If this team can get to 500 in league play, if they can go 9-9 in league play, which is a big ask in this league, if they can go 500 in league play, get to 18 wins on the season, go to the NIT, I think that'd be a major win year one for Matt.
Absolutely.
Anything over than that would be gravy.
Adam Miller has the potential to take a game over at any point in time and drop 30 on you. I mean, he is a heck of a scorer, really good player, and he runs his mouth the entire game, which is great.
I love it. All right, it's after further review. Ask Ryan to wrap up hour number 2 next.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. I know you love the jingle.
Can we hit it?
I don't think we have it.
We don't have it.
He would have to phone. No, wait, I did. I forwarded it to y'all. They sent it to me. I think I did. Anyway, yeah, we don't have it. Hey, tell him to get on his game. You were just complimenting him. I know, right? Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured, you know what to do. Get Gordon, get it done. Gordon continuing to help so many different areas of our community. The Godfather of NIL. Most recently, a deal with Angel Reese from the Lady Tiger basketball team. You're familiar?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely.
She's freaking awesome, too, man. So she is the newest Tiger Get Gordon athlete. But as we've seen, Jaden Daniels, Mason Taylor, BJ Ojolari, Josh Williams, a huge roster of Tiger players are on the G team. Get Gordon and get it done. If you've been injured, call 888-8888. That's 888-8888. Or go to getgordon.com. That's getgordon.com. For Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, get Gordon and get it done.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I've got that blue sky, I've got that sunshine.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you. Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
She like to twerk and that's for certain, cause I can tell she fine. She got me hype, I wanna bite it right now, yeah, yeah. Say, ah, yeah, 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 yeah. You can show the shell, make that thing clear. Those in the club spinning.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. We're glad you're with us. Friday shows brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. T-Bob and I will be there tomorrow. Maybe the Riot will make an appearance again.
Maybe
yeah,
so.
Maybe at like 1:30 in the morning when we're on.
And it was intimidating when I walked through there the other day.
Was it? Wow.
Packed, bro. They had so many people in there.
We had a great time.
You couldn't even move.
What game was that?
I don't know. I was
Ole Miss. That was after Ole Miss.
Yeah, I
you
was
came
stuck
after Ole Miss.
on that side of town because of contraflow.
It was a good time, man. So as soon as the game goes final, T-Bob and I live from Don Juan's Cigar Bar. Come join us in Town Center. If you can't, you can watch on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. By the way, shout out if you're watching on YouTube. Great. Also, shout out to our TV partner, WBTR.
Yeah, shout them out.
Started that this week. First week in the books. WBTR. That's cable 19 in Baton Rouge on Cox. Rev 144. And if you're cord cutter, 36.1. So appreciate our friends, our partners over at WBRC. Giving us another TV option for all of you who have cable or over-the-air option right there if you're not on watching on YouTube. Andy Ortiz asked Ryan, I live in Alabama. Can you send me a Hudco roofing hat?
Yeah, sure will.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, if Andy goes to the website and fills out the information tab and requests a hat, we'll send him one. Sure.
Connor O'Neill asked Ryan, can I take this opportunity to thank all of my Facebook friends for wishing me a happy birthday today?
It probably happened. Like people, I've been seeing it too a lot. I saw it today, actually.
Matt King said Ryan couldn't talk basketball, so he changed the conversation to clothing.
That's not true.
I thought you did a really good job talking basketball, honestly.
That is not true.
You didn't know any of the players' names, where they came from, or anything like that, but I think you did a good job talking basketball.
I don't know the players good enough, but I watched the games. I mean, if this clown has listened to the show enough, he would know that's probably the one sport other than baseball that I really lock in on. It's my favorite.
What was the time where in Broadmoor's gym you dropped 100?
It wasn't Broadmoor. It was Capitals gym. I put up 70.
70. Over the course of 3 games.
It was over the course of 3 games. I would have scored more than that if they'd have kept me in the freshman and then JV game longer.
Yeah.
But they were saving the pistol for the varsity game. That's what they used to call me, the pistol.
Statement. Greg Lehman asked Ryan, man, how about that coaching job by Brian Kelly? Am I right?
Yep. You're right, Greg. We need one of the boot pictures from Greg again. I like this boot. Is he the one that was doing the boot pictures?
The
from
boot?
Don Juan? That wasn't Greg?
The boot picture?
Who used to send us the boot pictures from Don Juan? You don't remember?
Oh, I thought you meant for Whiskey Wine.
Yeah.
No.
That's
Different
not
guy.
him?
Different guy.
Oh.
Yeah, different guy. Eric Gocher asked Ryan, you want to see my deer pics?
Mm-mm.
Ask Ryan, where would you put the new bridge in PR?
I would put it right next to the one that's existing. I mean, literally right next to it. And
Like
then,
the Twin Spans.
That's what I would do. That's where it would go.
Ask Ryan who wins the Purple and Gold World Series.
I haven't looked at the rosters. I know. I mean, look, you got Team Dugas and Team Beloso. So I mean, it's probably going to be pretty evenly matched. Whatever team Dylan Cruz is on is who I'm picking. So I don't know.
Smart.
AFR.
All right. Well, that's the end of hour number 2. We'll go to Sports Center here in a minute.
Let's do it.
I'll tell you right now about South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com. Right there, that video they're showing, that's the Atlas. 3-row, 7-seater. It's the family SUV. It's what I drive. It's what Erica drives as well.
No, your whole family drives that.
That's actually true. My mom has an Atlas.
Yes.
My cousin Steven has an Atlas. His in-laws have an Atlas. My godparents just bought an Atlas as well. So that is actually true. Yes. We are slowly converting the entire family.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal vehicle. It's safe, it's stylish, it's spacious, and it's affordable. It's the Atlas. It's at South Point Volkswagen. southpointvw.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Enter now for a chance to win a catch and cook fishing experience from the Louisiana Charter Boat Association with me, Chef Jay Ducote, winner of Beat Bobby Flay. Register now at GoCatch.com. That's GEAUX Catch.com.
At Corvette Toyota in Opelousas, we're happy to say we have vehicles in stock and more coming in at no markup. Don't pay over MSRP. Come on down to Corvette Toyota and pick out your new Toyota today. That's Corvette Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The Buffalo Bills canceled practice today with heavy snowfall in western New York. Because of that weather, the Bills game with the Browns will be played in Detroit on Sunday. The team will travel tomorrow. The Patriots host the Jets Sunday, and ESPN's Mike Reese believes this is a crucial game for New England because of what's down the road.
Look what's coming up after this game. At Minnesota, 8-1 team on the road Thanksgiving night, and then come back home the next Thursday at home against the Bills. So if you don't get this game, your season might be headed in the wrong direction.
Mike Reese on KJ and Max. Titans offensive coordinator Todd Downing is charged with DUI and speeding after the team came back to Nashville. The Titans beat the Packers in Green Bay last night. The Angels make a trade with the Twins to get third baseman Gio Urshela. Minnesota gets a minor league pitcher. And in the new FIBA World Basketball rankings, Spain is number 1 with Team USA now second, falling out of the top spot for the first time since 2010.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive offers a great price and round-the-clock protection when bundling home and auto. It's one of those rare times where you could save money and get something great. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
Let's ride. You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Please, sir. I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar and Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Muso.
Good right there.
Ooh. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Yeah, Brett?
Hey.
Well, time has come. We're going to do our pick'em segment here in a moment. We do have a guest picker with us, a celebrity, a man who at one point in his career played for the New Orleans Voodoo.
Very first year they were in existence.
A former backup quarterback with the New Orleans Voodoo.
Professional quarterback.
Yeah, professional quarterback.
Home of Bayou Bucks.
Maybe better known now as the owner, founder, CEO of Traction Sports Performance. None other than Mac Chiwilli.
He's here.
Who's here in studio with us. What's up, MC?
What's up, Scone? Good to be here. Been a while.
Yes.
I'm not excited about why I'm here.
Yes.
But
you're
I'm
invited.
here.
You're invited once a year.
And no matter what you guys say, I will always be a celebrity to my 2 kids.
No, that's great.
You're a celebrity.
Awesome. Yes, total celeb. I mean, normally this guy next to me, like, doesn't do his job and get a pick, so he calls my wife.
Yeah.
And we have Erica on the phone making picks.
Dude,
Like-
you've trained countless professional
Now, that's
athletes
true.
and made them millions
Who is-
and millions and millions of dollars. You're a celeb, bro.
Okay, so
Like, you're a guy.
For real though, it's fair to say that if there's a pro athlete that's come through this town, at some point Max trained.
Or New Orleans.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, like, who's the most famous athlete you've trained?
Famous, like, in my career?
In your career, yeah.
It would probably be my early days when I first started.
Yep.
The 2 athletes that I've trained early on were Venus and Serena Williams.
Oh, so how about that flex? Look at that.
They're not bad.
Trainer of the stars. Who else?
early on in my career, I worked with Roy Jones Jr.
So what happened to you? Then you got with Theriot? Yeah. I mean,
well,
how do you go from Venus and Serena to Theriot? Like, did you stink and so everybody fired you? So now you train Theriot?
No, I moved to Baton Rouge and it became the LSU pipeline after that.
Yeah.
So, now it's, all the LSU guys, man. Hometown heroes.
Jarvis,
Nobody is bigger than LSU guys, though.
Yeah, man. Now, whenever I first met you, you were training Jarvis for the draft.
Yeah.
Because the big story then, if you remember, Jarvis left to go train because a lot of guys for the draft, they just leave, right? They leave.
Yeah.
So Jarvis left, ran a bad 40 time at the combine, and then he came back, worked out with you, and shaved 0.2 of a second, whatever it was, at Pro Day. So a little attaboy there for Mac.
We went from a 4.89
It
to
was
a
something like that.
4.5.
4.7. What did he run?
He ran, 4.7 something. Yep.
Yeah.
And then, I can tell the story true today. And then he, claimed that he hurt his hamstring. I'm going to do the air quotes there so he didn't have to run again. Then reached out and we worked hard and he ran well at the Pro Day. And, we've had guys, and it's not just me, my staff, Tevin, RC, the guys that are there that have, worked with these guys year after year. And we have a good pipeline of guys. I've been doing it a long time. I'm not retired from training, but I don't train as much as I used to. My staff, handles a lot of that. But, I'm still coaching the guys, coaching the trainers, putting together the programs and things like that. So
I'm over there now. How do I look?
Sconey's looking much better. I don't know if you guys realize, but Scone came in about a month back, ready to get back to work, and he's been grinding. I worked with him a few times. Young Tev has worked with him a few times. And look, he's in there
with 40? What are you doing? Working on your 40 in there with Mac?
Not working on my 40. Working on trying to lose weight and get strong again.
Well, he's in there with when Clay and all the baseball guys. So he's in there working out with
it's funny.
Enlow and Paps and Cabrera and all of those
Doty.
guys. Yeah, K. Doty and the whole gang, man.
A lot of those guys are so when I work out in the morning is when so it's like all these professional baseball players and me.
And Scone. Yeah.
But here's the great thing. There's no ego here. Like, I'm not out here trying to keep up with these young dudes. I'm like, I want to get strong again. I want to not hurt myself, right? And part of being strong is injury prevention as well. But just like, hey, man, I'm 40, Dad. I'm just not gonna be like I'm just not gonna be an old fat guy. I just made up my mind. Like I'm just not gonna be an old fat guy.
Good for you, bro.
So
Sconey's to set the record straight. Sconey is a strong guy. He can lift weights and he's got them old joints, so he'll hurt his joints sometimes. But he just doesn't want to eat right. That's Sconey.
That is true. That's the problem. But a big part of that is it's all encompassing, man. But man, every time Tev gives me dumbbells, I'm like, bro, this all you doing? Like, come on, we can go some more. What are we doing?
A little bit more than that.
Sconey always wants to go up a little bit.
Well, I mean, today we did bench with dumbbells, did flat bench press, whatever. Anyway, and we were doing sets with the hundreds. I said, bro, you got to go get some. Tell Mac you have to get some new dumbbells, man. I'm at the hundreds, which is the highest.
What else we got?
What else you got? You got 120s over there?
Yeah, we have a rule at Traction is once you exceed the 100-pound dumbbells, it's time to get on the bar and put some plates.
All right, let's do it. I'm fine. Talk to Tev. I mean, I'm down for that. I ain't benched it. I haven't benched with a flat bar like a barbell probably since high school.
Let's do it, bro. Let's get him.
It's been a long time.
Get that video in post.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So the reason Mac's here, though, and Mac's awesome, and we love Mac. We love Traction. So, by the way, and this isn't meant to be like a solicitation or endorsement, but if people listen and you want to train, you can train at Traction, right? I mean, it's not just for like athletes. So if people want to come to a consult, they just holler at you. What do they do?
Absolutely, yeah. Just call Traction. 225-753-7777. Speak to our front desk. Let them know what you're looking for, and we'll get you set up, man. We'll reach out to you. Put you through a consult, see what you're looking for, and get you set up to start training.
All right, we are going to pick games. Mac's going to be our guest picker. But first, the reason Mac is here, and the reason he's invited basically once a year, is he and I, for many years, have had a long-standing, season-long baseball bet. Mac loves the Cubs. I'm a Yankees fan. So we look at the projected win totals before the season for the Yankees and for the Cubs, and then we go head-to-head during the season with the difference. So, I think the Cubs were projected, what was it? It was 18 games below the Yankees?
17.5 or something like that this year. Yep.
So basically, Matt got the Cubs plus 17.5 against the Yankees this year for win totals throughout the season, and I smoked you. Actually, so weird because...
No, you were smoking me, and we had a chance there at the end.
And then they fire-sailed everything. I was like, thank God. Thank God. And that happened last year, too, because you were cruising last year. That's what it was. Last year you were cruising, and then the Cubs just
sold off everybody.
Everybody. And so anyway, our bet is always like a nice bottle of something. If Mac wins, I get him a nice bottle of tequila or something like that. For me, he usually gets me whiskey. So what'd you get me, man? Let's see.
All right, well, shout out to Calandros first and foremost.
Yep.
Here's the truth. I'm not a whiskey guy or a bourbon guy, so I don't even know what's in this bag.
Okay.
But here you go. I got you the pink bag that says congratulations.
I love it. Looks great. I think
hate
that's
the Yankees, but
that's actually rose. It's not pink. I think it's a rose color is what that is.
There you go.
It's very nice. By the way, it also says Kick Rocks on the label. Muse, can you hit the Kick Rocks drop?
Kick Rocks.
For those that don't know, that's Mac. That's his voice on all the Kick Rocks drops. That's
him. That's 100%.
That's actually him. What do we got here, man? So tell me a story here behind like how you landed on this.
All right, so I go into Calandros and I ask, who's the guy in here that can lead me to a bottle of whiskey or bourbon, which I don't even really know the difference.
All bourbon is whiskey. Not all whiskey is bourbon. So you have bourbon and Scotch and rye and Canadian whiskey and Irish whiskey and all that sort of stuff.
Okay, we'll learn something new every day. But anyway, and I just basically said I need to get this guy something that he doesn't have. I know he has segments on the show where he talks about this, so this is going to be difficult. And my man just went in the back, walked back out with a couple bottles, and said, I recommend this one or this one, either of the prices. And I said, man, whichever one you think, and he picked it out. So I can't take credit for it.
It is it's a collaborative release from Bardstown Bourbon Company, which probably set you back. Can you say how much you paid for it?
About $175, something like that.
I love making Mac buy me expensive whiskey. It's so good. Dude, I want to kind of crack this open right now. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, Mac. As always, man. You're the best. I appreciate you losing to me every year.
I honor my bets. We'll be back. I got it. Look, the first few years of this bet, I dominated Sconey here. And then the reversal of fortune over the last few. So I guess it's just going to go that way.
It took me 2 or 3 years to finally win one. And I hit a streak. I think I won like 2. And then the Cubs won the World Series, obviously, and you won that year. But I've been hot, man. This is awesome, dude. So thank you.
Do you have
very
that?
much.
You don't have that?
I've never had this. So
he nailed it.
Look, I mean, Bardstown's obviously phenomenal. So yes, I am very, very excited to get into that. 107 proof is just about perfect for me. That's right in my sweet spot. Mark and Taylor over there, they know me well. So absolutely, that's awesome. Thank you. That's phenomenal. And I look forward to having you buy me an expensive bottle again next year. All right, we got to do our pick'em segment. Do you have to run, or can we take a break?
We can take a break. I'm good.
It's already 12 after the hour, and I don't want to take this too long. Are we good to do that? All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll do our pick'em segment. When we return, it's AFR.
AFR.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
When I was a boy, I spent my days climbing trees, catching fish. Barefoot in the river I walked, listening to crickets, counting stars. This was home. After my stroke, I wondered if I'd make it back to the people and places I love. But I got the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Your card matters. Your home does too.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at revelryteam.com. Revelry Sports, the official tailgate partner of LSU Athletics.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal. supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com.
Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 in the 2000s. Girl, you really with them back, yeah. Just back, yeah. Make it roll to spin this cash, yeah. This last, yeah, girl.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, so we have cracked open the Bardstown Chateau de l'Obaid, and we are going to pour it.
We're getting hammered in here.
Mac Chiuili is with us, making good on our bourbon bet for the baseball season, and went over to Calandro's, and the guys there were kind enough to hook him up here. So it's Bardstown Chateau de l'Obaid. I was reading about it in the break. So this is a blend of 12-year Kentucky bourbon and 10-year Tennessee bourbon. So when you have something that's age stated, that's always going to be more impressive. That means that the blended whiskey was in the barrel for 12 years and 10 years respectively, and then they finish it for 16 months in Chateau de l'Obaid Armagnac cask. So Armagnac, you said it smells sweet, right? Mm-hmm. So that would be the Armagnac. So it's like there's cognac, there's Armagnac, depends the region that it's from. So that's going to get you some heat on the palate too.
The after taste or the after feel is pretty good, though.
So that's called the finish. So you have your palate, you have the nose, the palate, and the finish.
It's a little action though. When it gets in there, I can feel it.
Good little burn.
I can feel it. Like I know it's there.
We call that a Kentucky hug. Is what we call it.
Is that why they always say when you're like cold, just get your bourbon, it warms you up?
It's the best time of year to drink whiskey. Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, you're outside, you drink a little whiskey neat.
You might be converting me, Scone.
It's why, so during the summer, I'm tequila. I'm by the pool, I can't drink this by the pool.
Right.
You know, but by the pool.
By the fire.
Tequila rocks. Like, absolutely, man. By the fire, nice cold night, pour you a whiskey, get out by fire. Phenomenal, bro.
Yeah. All right, I'm on that. I'm actually going to try that.
Muse, you know what? Come over,
okay,
and we'll do a tasting, and we'll find.
We'll be hammered because he's got like 100 of them.
No, I got more than that, but we'll learn your palate. I'll find what you like, and we'll work on it. All right, Muse, hit me with the music if you would. All right, this is our pick'em segment. Paulie, can you get us our results from last week? Let's see how we did. All right. Oh, Erica. Erica went 5-2. All right. So every week, all of our guest pickers have gone 5-2, except in week 7, Erica went 6-1. This was her third appearance, however, because Theriot just never gets guest pickers. He doesn't follow through. All right, last week I went 5-2. Theriot 3-4. Rough week.
That was a tough.
Did I cheat? Oh, did I cheat last week?
I don't even remember what happened.
Did I
last
cheat?
week.
You just said cheat all the time, but you show up and make good picks.
I don't remember what happened.
Does that say that Moscona is 56-20 and Ryan is 36-40?
Yeah,
Yes.
it does. But I'm gonna tell you why.
Gosh.
No, listen, I'm gonna tell you why. I've had some obligations where I couldn't be here on Fridays, And he's giving me an 0-7 every time. 28 games, I've just got L's. I didn't even pick.
Hey, Mac.
So I have 28 losses there that are I didn't even pick.
If you don't show up for your test at school, you get a 0.
Not if you have
didn't even put him up to it.
Not if you have a doctor's excuse.
I didn't even put him up to it.
No. I had excused absences.
Thank you. That is exactly the analogy I had used all season. You leave an answer blank, it's a 0.
But I had a doctor's excuse.
F.
That's not true.
This is what we'll do next time. I'll pick for you if you're out.
MC.
I got your back, man.
Doctors, no. Like, you don't get to, like, call me an hour before the show and be like, hey, bro, I can't make it. I got to leave earlier, blah, blah. Like, and then be like, okay, like, man, we'll just make it good on the pick'em part.
That's what you should do.
No.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm going to do.
I need excused absences. That's what I need.
Hey, Matt, how often do you get your kids, like, athletic game schedule? How early you get that? Like the week of the game, you find out they got a game? The day before the game, you find out they got a game?
No, but I have to admit, my wife does our calendar because, between my daughter and my son, we're everywhere. So I usually don't actually know what's going on until pretty much the day of. So I'm gonna give a little bit of
if you
courtesy
knew you
to
had
Ryan
to be
here.
on the radio every Friday from 4 until 6. Don't you think maybe the
Yeah, I would know whether they had a game.
Yeah, right, for sure. No, I thought so. All right, TCU at Baylor. Matt, you get the honors.
Is it just straight up who's going to win?
No spread, just picking winners straight up. And as you can tell by our records, it's hard. It's still hard to go undefeated.
Well, I personally bet on these games,
all right,
when I can, and I've rode TCU all year, so I'm TCU all the way.
All right, Max going TCU.
Money all year.
They've been incredible. I mean, ATS, they've been awesome, and they're a 2-point favorite in this one. Or did that line move? Were they a dog? TCU's -2 or 2.5?
-2.
2. All right, so TCU's a 2-point favorite in the game. All right, Max going TCU. Ryan.
Baylor's getting healthy. Give me Baylor here.
Going Baylor. I'm going to stick with Mac. Listen, I'm going to tell you straight up. I am really, really pulling for Dave Aranda and Baylor. It would help LSU tremendously if TCU took an L. But I'm with Mac. Like, until I've just been burning up. Bet TCU last week against Texas. I'll just keep betting. I mean, until they lose, I'm going to keep betting.
That's right.
I'm going to keep taking them. So,
shout out to my buddy Shane Morrison, who is a Baton Rouge guy whose daughter goes to TCU, and he's really, really rooting for TCU not to blow it so they can get in the playoffs.
Oh, he wants them in the playoffs?
He wants them in the playoffs. So
Well,
I
then
keep
LSU's
telling them
not
that they're
gonna
going to
go.
blow it at some point, but
what a chump.
Yeah, if they go, LSU doesn't go.
I don't think that's the case.
Hey, Shane.
I think
kick rocks.
The door opens
Kick rocks.
more widely for. Is it sort of meta to hear yourself like that?
No, I hear it all the time.
Okay.
You know.
Kansas State at West Virginia. Matt.
Kansas State.
Love the reasoning. Ryan.
I don't know anything about. I mean, who's good? Is anybody West Virginia any good? I don't know. Give me Kansas State.
I'll take Kansas State as well.
All right, good.
They benched JT Daniels at West Virginia. Remember the USC transfer went to Georgia, went to West Virginia.
Oh, he was supposed to be good.
Neil Brown's about to get blown out there. They just fired the AD, but that's about a touchdown spread. Kansas State's got a lot on the line there.
They do.
Kansas State's still trying to win, still trying to get to the Big 12 championship game. Iowa at Minnesota. A couple of teams tied for it's a 4-way tie in the Big Ten West. Iowa's at Minnesota. Both teams tied top the Big Ten West.
These games suck.
Mac. Look, we could do this.
I agree with you.
Look, we can do this.
I care more about.
You want me to pick LSU? You want to pick Georgia, Kentucky with a 22-point spread?
We'll just do it with the spread. See, this
I
is how you
definitely
cheat.
care more about
you know about this
Dunham and Martin Luther King and Rommel and Catholic
Thank
than I
you.
do
Let's
about
pick those
Iowa
games.
and Minnesota.
Let's pick those games. Let's pick high school games.
I mean,
would you pick a winner?
All right, I'll take Iowa just because I like the whole St. Jude thing, children thing that they do. Is it at Iowa?
It's at Minnesota.
Still taking Iowa.
What do they do?
That's the Kinnick wave.
Yeah. I like that.
To start the fourth quarter. So there's a children's hospital right next to the football stadium. So at the start of the fourth quarter, all of the fans at Iowa Stadium, Kinnick Stadium, turned to the children's hospital and waved to all the kids.
Oh,
in the
give me
hospital.
that team.
Yep. So you're with me. I'm with you.
But this isn't at Iowa.
Doesn't
matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're all taking
Their
Iowa.
morals are
all right,
better.
here you go. Something you actually know about. Ole Miss is at Arkansas.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
I'm a big fan of Lane Kiffin. I like what Ole Miss is doing. I was glad LSU did to Ole Miss what they did, but I actually really like Lane Kiffin, and I like Ole Miss's offense. And, I watched Arkansas last week against LSU. I like Ole Miss.
All right. Right.
I think Ole Miss is the downfall.
What are we doing here? Let's get. Come on, man.
I think the downfall of Ole Miss is starting.
Okay.
I mean, give me Arkansas.
You want Arkansas?
Nothing left to play for. They're done.
If I kind of agree. Emotional letdown after losing to Bama last week. Now you got to go on the road to play Arkansas.
Arkansas's not
Who
bad.
also has nothing to play for.
But they're trying to get bowl eligible. But I also don't know if KJ Jefferson's playing. Like, I want to put a big asterisk next to this, Paul. Like, can I do this? If KJ Jefferson plays, I'm going to take Arkansas.
Yeah, it's your show. You can do what you want. You cheat the whole year anyway.
There's no asterisks in picks.
Yeah, it is. You're gonna learn that. He's gonna cheat. Like, sure, go ahead, knock yourself out. You can do it.
Can we agree
Yeah.
that the starting quarterback, if he plays or not, is a big deal with how you're going to pick a game?
Yeah, but you can't, when you're picking a game on a Friday, you can't asterisk it based on
Well,
if
you
the
know what I would
quarterback's
do?
gonna play.
I would wait until tomorrow morning, like if you were gambling on the game.
All right, well, I'll give you a great example. I took the Rams on Sunday because I heard Kyler Murray was out. So I was like, I'm going to take the Rams. Come to find out, after I bet on the Rams, that Matthew Stafford was out.
Yeah.
So, I didn't get to go, hey, guess what?
Yeah,
can I have my bet back?
If you would have bet it
Or you
like
could have
that,
hedged.
and if it was your show, you can do whatever you want.
You could have hedged.
You know
could have
what?
placed the same, but you could have placed the same bet minus the juice on the Rams in that
Just
instance.
do what you want, man.
Or on the
You got
Cardinals.
it. Yeah, sure.
Oh, wow.
Take it.
I'm feeling your pain
Asterisk.
now, Ryan.
Asterisk.
So
Go ahead.
here's what Sconey's going to do. He's going to take Arkansas.
Put the asterisk.
Or
Put
so he's
the
going to
asterisk.
take both teams right now, and whichever
Well,
one
that's what he's
quarterback
doing.
plays.
And
Okay,
that's
I
what
get it.
happens here in this segment.
I'll just take Arkansas.
No, just put the
Okay,
asterisk
I'll
right there.
take
You got
Arkansas.
it.
It's unbelievable. Like, why can't I wait to see if the quarterback is going to play? I'm not telling you, like, wait till halftime to make the pick. I just want to know if the quarterback's going to play.
All right, what if I said, well, look, I'm going to take Iowa, but if the temperature's below 40 at kickoff, then I'm going to go Minnesota. Would you honor that?
Mac, do you think
It's not your show, though.
Do
It
you
is not
think
my show.
that the temperature at kickoff is as big of a factor
Yeah.
as who's starting at quarterback, the
Yeah.
most important position in
I
team
do.
sports?
I
That's
do.
the most asinine example you've ever given.
No, if the
it's
wind's
a
blowing,
variable,
it negates
right?
the
Yeah,
quarterback.
variable.
There's tons of variables,
If the
but
wind's
who's
blowing-
starting at
Well,
quarterback
what makes one
is
variable more than another one?
immeasurably bigger than the
all
temperature.
subjective. It's
And plus, I
subjective.
can tell you what the temperature is going to be at kickoff.
Nah,
there's,
bro.
there's weather
No, you
projections.
can't. Mother Nature, dog.
Never know.
You're so stupid.
Never know.
You two together are absolutely. I regret this immediately.
He's
letting
right,
you
bro.
two morons
He's right,
in here
and that's a
together.
great
That
example.
is absolutely horrible. All right, Southern Cal, UCLA from the Rose Bowl. Mac.
All right, I am rooting for UCLA. This is an LSU bias thing because I feel like USC could put a monkey wrench in LSU's back, too, if they went out.
Could they?
I do.
Yeah.
So I am going to.
They get UCLA, then Notre Dame, then potentially Oregon in the Pac-12 championship. I mean, yeah. There could be a case to be made for USC.
So I am going to pick USC because I
Okay.
think they're going to win, but I'm rooting for UCLA.
All right, Theriot.
Yeah, same thing. I think USC is going to win.
I think UCLA had their look-ahead spot last week against Arizona. UCLA beats USC in the Rose Bowl tomorrow.
That would be great.
Utah at Oregon.
I could do the Moscona thing and say,
You should.
well, it depends. Which quarterback shows up for Oregon? Is it the good one that played most of the year? Or is it the one that played at Auburn? Which Bo Nix? So
But
can I
what if
hedge
I
it on
told
which
you-
Bo Nix shows up?
What if I told you Bo Nix is injured and may not play in the ball game? They don't know if he's going to play.
No, he's playing.
Well, then can I hedge it on if Bo Nix plays, or should I pick a team right now?
I think that's totally fair. If Bo Nix plays, you can pick Oregon. And if Bo Nix doesn't, you can pick Utah. Paulie can track that.
What are we doing?
I'm gonna go with Oregon at home.
This has turned into something. I'm picking Oregon too.
Utah, outright winner on the road at Autzen Stadium. LSU-UAB.
This is a tough one.
Got to give everybody a layup, bro. Everybody gets a layup. It's like it's Sonic. Everybody gets a
What's the line
peppermint.
on that game right now?
15.
Yeah. Dang it. If it was 14, I'd be on it. But
I think you should be on it even at 15.
Do you?
And I don't bet LSU ever. These guys will tell you. I never bet LSU games.
Well, I was
Except
lucky.
I did bet. Did I bet Ole Miss?
Well, quick story is I bet LSU
didn't.
last week on Monday at -3 when everybody else got it 3.5. So I actually pushed when most people lost. So.
Yeah.
And I was on this one early too, but cold, nobody there. You know, I don't know how long the starters will play. I'd probably bubble wrap Perkins, just not play him at all if I was Brian Kelly. But I'll go with LSU in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tigers. Okay. All right. Mac Chiwilli, thanks for hanging out. The founder, CEO of Traction, lost our bourbon bet again, hooked me up with a huge friggin' bottle, fired up about it. I very much look forward to you coming back again next fall, probably around the same time when you lose to me again and bring me another expensive bottle of whiskey.
Well, I hope that's not the case. Our Cubbies are going to fight back. We have a lot of money to spend, so we're going to go get some guys. Shout out to Hunt, my other Cub guy.
Jimmy
around here. Jimmy,
Ott,
yeah, Jimmy, and my Cubs family. You know, we know.
Hey, man, I played for the Cubs. I mean, can I get a shout out too?
Not necessarily because we all know the comment you made when you left Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's true. You went to the right side of the rivalry.
You know, the right side of the rivalry. So
your boy's getting you too. How about that?
You know, but
boy's getting you, man.
Hey, thank you for having me, and I hope to see you guys soon, man.
All right, Mac's going to dinner with his family. Thank you for hanging out. Mac's been here for like an hour.
Yeah, he's like, get me out of here, man.
Out of here. He's gonna go. He's like, I gotta go to dinner with my family. It's 5:00 on a Friday. All right, thank you, Mac, for coming. We appreciate it. Mac Chiwilli, holler at Traction, 753-7777. Every kid in this entire freaking town goes to Traction like every night of the week, so everybody knows where it is on Burbank. Freaking phenomenal facility over there. And again, your boy, look at your boy.
Getting your boy right.
Your boy getting right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How much you bench? Hey, how much you bench?
How much you bench?
Hey, how much you bench?
You need to get him on the real bar.
How much you bench? How much do you think I could bench?
We are going to post that here. We're going to get him on the real bar. And
245.
245?
245.
How many times?
5.
Easy. All right, it's after further review. We'll continue.
AFR. It's a raving fan shout-out. Presented by Darren James and Associates,
right,
brokered
Matt,
by eXp Realty.
We're brought to you by Darren. I stepped all over the drop. We're brought to you by Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. If you're buying or selling a home, call Darren James. Get your home sold. Listen, do you realize that one of the most stressful events annual that people on surveys say the most stressful event is moving? Having to sell a home, pack up your boxes, move. Darren James, his whole premise is to make the home selling or home buying experience a pleasant one, a stress-free one. From the first moment your home is listed all the way through the closing table. Darren's there with a bag of gifts. He throws a housewarming party for you at your new home when you buy it. The entire process is a breeze, and Darren's a pleasure to work with, and he gets results. 335-7666 or agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird.
Until it uptown, pass it till it uptown, pass it, get the gag, get the gag, get the gag. Until it downtown, pass it till it downtown, pass it, get the gag, get the gag, get the gag. Until it east shoot, pass it till it east shoot, pass it, get the gag, get the gag, get the gag.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Look at L. Look, get the gat. Takes you right back, doesn't it?
It's a good song.
How good was 2019?
It's a good year, bro.
2019, get the gat in the White House. I mean, the gritty was born.
The gritty was born.
Jets was doing the gritty. I mean, golly. Forever.
Yeah.
Incredible. Bet you won a lot of money if you were betting on that team throughout the year. My goodness. By the way, shout out to my guy. Big shout out, seriously, to my guy, Joe Lisi. Bro, shout out to my guy, Joe Lisi. Incredible. Sent me a screenshot from goforthe2.com. Joe sent me a screenshot of his preseason bet where he had LSU plus 4,000 to win the SEC West.
No.
Send me the screenshot of it. Plus 4,000 to win the SEC West. Incredible.
Shout out, bro. Good for you.
Joe Lisi cashed him a ticket. How about that?
Dang.
Incredible. Place your bets over DraftKings. Download the draft. Yep, how about that? That deserves a big old bell, man. I mean, it's one thing to pick it. It's another to put your money on it.
Mm-hmm.
Download the DraftKings Sports. Both of y'all went at the same time. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. You got a full slate of college football games tomorrow. You got college football games tonight. If you want to bet on Pels and Celtics, hey, look. Right now, at the DraftKings Sportsbook, new customers download the app, use the promo code Baton Rouge, make a $5 money line bet on any on any NBA game. $5 bet on any $5 money line bet on any NBA game. If it hits, they'll give you $200 in free bets. Everyone is eligible for stepped up same game parlays, up to 100% boost with the promo code Baton Rouge. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code Baton Rouge. 21 and older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus issued as free bets. One boost per eligible game. Opt-in required. Parlay and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/football terms. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem. Call 1-877-7-0-STOP. All right, Muse, hit our what to watch music if you would. Oh, Muse, not ready. Hey, you complimented your guy. What you want to say now?
It went to his head. The compliment went to his head, and he just stopped doing work.
Or that was supposed to be in the last segment, and I thought you were going Saints. Rams here because that was on the rundown, and we didn't talk about it in the break. That happened too.
Do we have the open?
No, we don't, because I was not ready for that.
Wow.
It's awkward. Good song, though.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Okay. Muse, did you prep what to watch?
That I did, yeah.
All right. So So what are you watching?
Well, Oklahoma State, no you, Matt. I'm looking forward to some Bedlam.
Bedlam, are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
man. It's always a crazy game, hence the name. But the spread's got me a little freaked out, right? I mean,
7.5.
7.5. It's always a close game. OU's leaving for the SEC. OSU's real mad about it, but it's the unranked team favored over the angle. So I'm kind of interested in it this year, man.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Oh, was that one of yours?
Well, yeah, I'd consider that one.
Should I note it? Should I point out that I did call Mr. The Riot and said, hey, we're going to do a segment called What to Watch. 3 things in the football weekend that you're looking forward to. So we'll get to Ryan here in a minute.
Muse is
Paulie,
right.
Paulie, you're up.
I'm watching TCU Baylor. Obviously, it's the best game of the 11 a.m. slate.
For sure.
LSU fans hoping for a TCU loss. Cause some chaos in the college football playoff rankings.
Yep.
Will Dave Aranda help out his former team? We'll see.
Jets Patriots. How about this? You ready for this?
Yep. I know where you're going. I know where you're going with this.
Where am I going?
This is your deal. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That was good.
That
was a good save.
The Patriots are 1-3 coming off a bye with anyone other than Tom Brady at quarterback under Bill Belichick. And they have not lost to an AFC East opponent coming off the bye since the year 2000. Jets at Patriots. Jets are 6-3. Pats are 5-4. This is massive playoff. The Jets and Patriots has massive playoff implications.
Who would've
And the
thought?
Patriots stink coming off the bye without Tom Brady. The Jets are going to go to New England and win that football game, aren't they? We'll find out. All right, hit music. Yeah, Theriot, you're up. What do you watch?
Yes, so like the OU and Oklahoma game was something that was very
OU
interesting.
is Oklahoma, by the way.
And Oklahoma State game was something
that's it.
very.
Got it.
I'm going to be watching that closely.
Dynamite job prepping that one.
You know,
yeah.
I didn't want to.
Got it.
Moose got it, and he went first, and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
for
and,
sure, yeah. No, got it. All right, Muse. Yeah.
You know, but also the Baylor TCU game is really interesting as well. I mean, you know, you got two in-state schools.
The show ends at 6. Sorry. Muse, you're up.
Fired up for some Utah, Oregon. Both teams still with a chance to make the Pac-12 championship game. Both of them need a win in this one as well. Bo Nix, will he play? We don't know. You do know that.
Was that you had that one too? Did you have that one?
I didn't write it down, but I almost did.
You're so stupid.
It's a good one. Good, Muse. That was good prep.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So stupid. Paulie, go.
Browns Bills. Not in the snow. It'll be played in Detroit.
Oh, you didn't have that one?
I didn't have that one.
Okay. Good. You didn't steal his thunder, Paulie. Go ahead.
That was basically it.
Okay.
In Detroit.
Yeah, that's not interesting at all to me because they're just going to play in Detroit in the dome. And I looked at it, but I didn't like it.
Jeff Saturday's home debut. Eagles coming off their first loss of the season. How about this little tidbit? The Eagles are the 29th team to start 8-0 in the Super Bowl era. 11 of the previous 28 and 4 of the last 8 that started 8-0 lost consecutive games after losing their first. Meaning they lost their first to blow their undefeated streak and then lost the next week.
It's packed it in.
Steelers in 2020, the last to do it. Eagles at Colts. Jeff Saturday, home debut. Can you get it done at home against the best team in the league coming out their first loss? We'll find out. Theriot, what you got?
I mean, look, it's the same game. Jeff Saturday. Yeah,
sure.
But this is a little bit different. I want to see how Jeff Saturday game plans here for this one. Right, you know, this first year coach, second game of his career.
Absolutely.
Right, he came out of the booth, Aaron Boone style.
Yeah.
So I'm super interested to see how he handles this success.
Yes.
From a coaching standpoint.
Got it. After winning last week.
Yeah. You know, he's batting 1,000.
Who did they beat last week?
Does it go to his head? That's the question.
I forgot. Who did they beat last week?
Does it go to his head? Does he continue to put his head down and grind? You know, he's been taking. The thing with Jeff Saturday is, Matt, he's been taking a lot of heat from the outsiders.
Wait, help me. Who was it? Who did they beat last week?
And I don't think it's justified heat. Okay, they've been coming at him like it's his fault that he got offered the job. I mean, what do you want him to do? Say no? I don't want to be an NFL head coach. Come on, get out of here.
Who did they beat last week? Who did they beat last week?
Who's that?
The Colts. I don't remember. Who was it?
The Colts beat.
Surely you came across that in all your prep.
The Colts beat the I can't remember.
Oh man, it's right there, isn't it? Yeah, they beat the Raiders.
Yeah.
All right, Muse, go ahead.
The Cowboys and the Vikings. Minnesota off the big win against Buffalo. They're 8-1, still not getting a lot of respect. They're a home underdog in this game.
Wow.
Dallas minus 1.5. Let's see what happens. It's a letdown spot. I get it, but I mean the Cowboys are pretty darn good. You should get up for that game. I kind of like Minnesota in the game.
I'm going Chiefs-Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Chiefs currently hold a 2-game lead in the AFC West Division. Is this the week they pull away and just run away with it?
Okay.
That's a good question.
One, Paulie. Good question.
That is a good question.
Excellent. Iowa, Minnesota, the game you all mocked. Mac wanted to know the temperature at kickoff as a variable.
Cold.
It's important. Yeah.
Cold.
Hawkeyes, Gophers, part of a 4-way tie right now for first place with Illinois and Purdue in the Big Ten West. This is significant because whoever wins the Big Ten West plays either Michigan or Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. Iowa with a win and an Illinois loss to Michigan clinches the West. So keep an eye on Iowa. They could clinch their spot in the Big Ten championship game this weekend. Theriot.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But the question I have on that game, can either one of those teams win the conference championship? So I'm looking to see who wins that game and gets out of there healthy for the championship game going forward, because Ohio State and Michigan, they're eliminating each other.
It's a
right?
great point. Such a good
Can
point.
Michigan get into the finals, conference finals, undefeated, and can they win that game and get into the playoffs? That's what I'm looking for.
What a great job. I mean, you nailed that one. Yep. Beautiful. Well done. Really well done. That's what to watch. We'll recap it Monday at 3:45. All right, we'll wrap up with a little Ask Ryan. We'll give you a pick on LSU-UAB, Saints, Rams, and get your questions in for Ask Ryan. That's next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Rouse's is the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Do you know what is 6 days away?
Thanksgiving.
It is Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what happens on Thanksgiving, right?
Just crush food.
You crush food all day.
Turkey, watch football.
But, man, you know what happens, too, is invariably somebody in the family ends up having to do all the cooking. It's a lot of work.
Somebody gets diarrhea, generally, if they eat too much, like stomach hurts.
Wasn't going to go there.
But, I mean, that happens.
So here's how you avoid all of that. You call Rouse's. Rouse's can prepare your entire Thanksgiving meal. They can do the turkey. They can do the ham. They can do all of the
Sweet
sides.
potatoes casserole.
You got it.
Green bean casserole.
Got it.
Macaroni.
Got it. All of the sides.
Gravy.
Rouse's can do it. It is literally heat and eat. You let Rouse's take care of Thanksgiving. Call them or go to rouses.com. Rouses.com. Rouse's. This feels like home.
There it is. The extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded. Because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music.
We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7, The Tiger.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are the
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Down the stretch, we come final segment here on a Football Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. T-Bob and I will be at Don Juan tomorrow. We're looking forward to it as soon as the game goes final. Whiskey and wine. We'll see you there if you can come out. If you can't come out, get it, late game, all that stuff. Watch us on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. However, a lot of you are watching right now on YouTube. Smash that like button. We appreciate it as always. Subscribe up to the channel. All of our shows go live there. And, of course, wrapping up our first week on WBTR. So many, many thanks to our news partners over at WBRZ Television who have they're carrying AFR now on WBTR. That's Cable 19 in Baton Rouge, Rev Channel 144, and if you're a cord cutter, 36.1. So very, very grateful to be back and have an over-the-air TV option for you and a cable TV option for you again. Courtesy of our news partners at WBRZ. All right, Saints-Rams, what do you think? I'll let you go first. Have you given any thought?
Yeah, I mean, if it's the Saints are playing, they're probably going to lose. Is Stafford playing?
Yes.
Yeah, the Rams are going to win.
Saints are a 3-point favorite in the game. That line has dropped a little during the course of the week. I think Matt Stafford's availability matters. But I just don't like the Saints being down at least 2 offensive linemen, maybe a third. We'll see if Andrews Pete decides to go. This is a back-against-the-wall type moment for the Saints, and the Rams aren't very good either. They're 3-6, but they do have, I think, a better coach. They do have the better quarterback. This is a game in New Orleans, and the Rams do not have Cooper Kupp. I just don't trust the Saints team to make enough plays to go win it. I'm expecting a low-scoring game. I don't think either offense really gets going, but when I look at Aaron Donald on that defensive line, you're trying to terrorize this Saints offensive line, which is...
Who's playing quarterback for the Saints?
Andy Dalton.
Dalton.
Yeah. So, no, I do like the Rams to win. I've played the Rams in the game. I do think the Rams will win in New Orleans on Sunday and drop the Saints to 3-8. LSU and UAB.
I mean, I think LSU wins, and I think LSU covers. I mean, this is an important game for Jaden Daniels' mentality moving forward. We saw a lot of what it looked like early last game. I think he needs to have a good offensive game throwing the football and can catapult those guys into the SEC, A&M and SEC championship. Yeah, give me LSU.
We have talked a lot about how this could be a tricky spot for LSU, being that it's 8 o'clock at night and it's cold weather and you had the close call last week, and I think people have looked at this line at 15 and kind of gotten a little nervous. I'm not really spooked by it. UAB struggles to throw the football. They have Dwayne McBride is a very good running back. He's at 1,400 yards already, leading the country in yards per game. But they are not a multi-dimensional offense. And the teams that would give LSU's defense trouble are teams like Tennessee that can stretch the field and their receivers can hurt LSU. UAB does not have those receivers. So this is a see-ball, hit-ball game. Go be tough at the line of scrimmage, tackle, and UAB is going to struggle to move the football. So I love LSU's defense, and I think LSU offensively will break through. We've talked about UAB, and look, they're 5-5, and they have lost a handful of one-score games. Their largest margin of defeat this year is 7 points. They lost 21-14 to Liberty. That's their largest margin of defeat. But they also haven't played a Power 5 team. I don't care about the weather. At some point, if you're going to be a championship team, you got to play at different times of day in different conditions, and you have to just go win. And I think LSU is going to win this game and win it comfortably. I agree with you. I think LSU wins this game like 31-14. I don't think it's offensive fireworks for LSU, but I think UAB struggles to do anything offensively. And I do like LSU to win. I won't play the game because I'm not going to bet LSU games, but I do think they would win and cover that 15. Yeah. I do. I like LSU a lot in this ball game. All right, that's going to do it for us here on a Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. By the way, Andy Ortiz, who you told if you went to the HUD-Crew website and filled out to get...
He did it.
He did it.
Okay.
Yeah. Just got a text from Tilly. He got the web submission. So you got to send Andy Ortiz
a
HUD-Crew hat. And if you don't, shame on you because you just did that live on air.
You're right.
You told that man you'd send him a hat.
I got to do it.
And he did the submission. You got to send him a hat. Okay. All right. Have a great weekend. Views, Paulie, appreciate y'all. Go Tigers. Who dat? See y'all Monday at 3.
AFR.
Ronnie Bay! Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com. Bumper-to-bumper auto service, name brand tires at wholesale prices. You can find them at ShawBillsTire.com. That's ShawBillsTire.com. If you got to buy tires, bypass the big box store. Bypass the membership clubs. Bypass the other tire stores. Go to Shaw Bills. 17 locations. They've been around since 1968. That's 54 years now that they've been keeping us rolling. And they have operated under the same values that they did the day they opened up their doors in 1968 in Morgan City. They're going to treat you like family. They're going to sell you name brand tires at wholesale prices, and they're going to treat you like family. So whenever you go into Shaw Bills, they're going to treat you right. They're going to do great work to service your vehicle at a fair price. They'll do it in a timely manner with a smile, and they'll keep you coming back year after year. It's Shaw Bills. Schedule service online or find the location nearest you at ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime, Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
My dad just really enjoyed his life, and he enjoyed smoking cigars and thought he was invincible. My stepdad quit smoking, and he really felt like he was in the clear. Sorry. I wish they would have been screened annually. It's not just you affect, it's your entire family.
For more information on Ochsner's free smoking cessation program and to see if you qualify for early lung screenings, visit ochsner.org/quit.